Oh, say, can you see the light? What's the problem? Shouldn't have turned down those cue cards. Oh.
Welcome back to United States of Australia. I am the Aussie guy, and a special bonus pop-up Kiki stream, as it were, if you will. And because of the time that we're doing it, it was an opportunity to call in someone very, very special. And joining us for the first time in a long time, the great, my Anzac friend, the great Moody. How you doing, Moody?
Kiki sucks, Gino sucks, the Biscontes suck. I'm here for it. I'm ready. I am so ready. I'm prepped.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you're excited. It's been an interesting weekend. I've had to pivot at the last minute, and we'll talk about that in a second. But thank you. Daylar's here. Mods never sleep. Wasn't actually expecting to have a mod in the chat today, so thank you, Daylar. And of course, because he's a good little soldier, little is just a word, not a way to describe him.
I do my hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
I feel like shit.
Hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
I feel like shit.
Baby, how you feeling?
I feel like shit.
You know, I'm all flustered. I just emailed a random, oh my God, I emailed a professor from 2 years ago the link instead of sending it. I meant to copy, instead I somehow Gmailed it and it went through. That's going to be awkward tomorrow.
What's he a professor of?
I don't know. What was, that's political science. That guy was an asshole. An asshole. I hope he gets it. I hope he hates it too. What an asshole.
Why do you have a professor who you don't know what subject they taught you on your phone?
Because I said, for whatever reason, it just randomly went to some guy who was first on the A through Z thing. And it was like a class I dropped 2 weeks in from like 2014.
But what is it? Like what class is it? It was a
political science photojournalism class.
Okay.
There was a moment in my life where I thought journalism would be a smart move. And then I realized journalism school is the biggest scam on earth. Like, do you know most people that get into the news industry anymore, so, like the majority of them have no journalism school background at all? Like, imagine spending $100,000 on journalism school and then not being able to get a news industry job because some dude with a multimedia, just some random makeup degree chat GPT gets it instead. So
you'd love journalism in New Zealand and Australia. We use newspapers to wrap fish and chips.
Yeah.
So it's real important.
That's more than they use it here in America.
So. Robbie coming in hot tonight.
I'm sorry.
Not quite the entrance you made on the members show on
I don't think
Sunday.
that can be topped.
That was a banger. I should have clipped that just to play. Because obviously that's behind the wall now, but I am definitely going to clip that.
That hurt.
Yeah, Robbie had a gold chain stuck around his face when he got added to stage. It was tremendous stuff. So we got Moody. I go, man.
You know, like when they use like some salamis, like use like big casings, and then they put like a metal ring on the top. He looked like that. Like they put a metal band on the top of the salami.
Thing or...
Right, but sometimes they use metal rings to just clamp it tight. Make sure the stuffing doesn't get out.
Well, Moody's here, and obviously he's an expert and a pro.
Aaron's boring, and April adds nothing. It's gonna be great. We're scripting this morning. Come on. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp. It's gonna be mediocre as fuck. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp.
Now, we don't actually have a steel toe segment, but I thought we'd touch on it just to begin the show. It's all about Kiki today. That's what's going on. But Aaron's out of jail. He had stories to tell. I haven't caught much of it. In fact, I haven't caught any of it. But Moody, I know you'd be all over it. And I'm sure, I've got no doubt Aaron came out on his show and said it was a rough time in jail, and I've really took some time to think and learned my lesson. I'm going to change my ways. Is that what he did today, Rudy? Or yesterday?
No, he loved it. It's great. He learnt a lot. He made friends with Mikey. He who set a house on fire with someone inside it, which he was best friends with. So you like that guy. He's
he wants him on his show, doesn't he? I heard that.
he's gotten. It's real weird because like he's now saying like we need newspapers, we need like traditional media again because it helps us unplug from the online. It's just been it's flip flopping.
That's not wrong, but he's the one saying it, so.
Yeah. Obviously I lied. I've checked out a few clips, but I saw like he's gonna become a lawyer now, and he's gonna represent. He's gonna be a public defender and all that shit.
A public defender in Minneapolis. Good luck.
He said he walked home. So he was released at 5 a.m. on the Friday, and he didn't want to wake anyone up. Which I mean, if I'm getting out at like there's a bunch of family I can call. And they will come and pick me up.
I thought he meant he didn't want to wake his prison mates up or something.
No, he didn't want to wake. He didn't want to wake SP. He didn't want to wake his parents. And so he decided to walk home in shorts and a t-shirt.
No, he jogged home, Moody. He jogged.
The whole thing is a lie. The whole thing is a lie. So he said he jogged to the quick trip, which was a 4.7 mile.
Yes, you're doing. Yeah,
jog.
this is what I picked up on too.
His house. I'm not saying where he lives, but his house is like 5.2 miles from the jail. So there's no quick trip that is that close to his house. The only quick trip that looks reasonable on the way is about halfway there. So it's about 2.5 miles in, which is still impressive for like, you just got out of jail and you've got your belongings and you're jogging. But
that's the interesting part. I definitely paid close attention to this story. Before that, our buddy, co-host here on the show, I was going to ask him if he wanted to send the link, but I saw a further chat that said he's going to fall asleep to this. So, emergency show, $1.99 from NJ. It is a little bit. I'll tell you the reasoning for this show. When we finished the stream on Sunday, someone put a comment saying, how did you not cover the Kiki crying video? And I was like, it's the first I'm hearing of it. I wasn't aware of it. And then I went to YouTube and bang, Doom's fucking clip came up on screen. I was like, oh, holy fuck. And I listened to the clip yesterday. I was like, are we going to cover this? And I can't wait till Sunday. Like there'll be so much shit that happens between now and Sunday. And then sure enough, so much shit happened between then and now. We're not even covering the crying video anymore. We're actually doing something else. But yeah, just quickly on Aaron. That story about the jog. First of all, he kept saying the places are at 5 a.m. It's like, well, it's not open at 5 a.m. It's like you got out of jail at 5 a.m. By the time you got to that first fucking gas station, it's 5:30, 6 o'clock. I would have thought, he kept saying 5 a.m. It's like time didn't stand still, dude. But yeah, further to your point, Moody, he jogged all that way, got to the gas station. He said, I'm only about 2 miles from my house. I'm like, well, then just jog home. Right. You've already come this far, but then you've come with the knowledge of distances from his house and that. So in theory, he went about halfway. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he got about halfway
if he did actually jog, yeah.
Yeah, but like there's quick trips that are like 1.5 miles away from the jail. So like if he just wanted to get to a quick trip, he could have very easily got into one. And that's just quick trip. I haven't looked at other places.
Well, and he was giving very detailed descriptions of what roads he was running down, what streets he crossed, the bridge he went under. He definitely knew where he was going. He would have been more aware. But anyway, we're not here to get too bogged down on it.
It's a bridge he's burned, but the jail isn't that far away from Scott's gym. I'd bet people would be there at 5 a.m. He could have very easily walked there, asked for someone to give him a ride, but he's burnt that bridge. It is it's what, like 400 meters, the jail to Scott's gym. So he would have been there.
Really?
Yeah, he would have been there so quick.
And honestly, Scott's the kind of guy, seems like the kind of guy, he'd be happy to take a call at 5 a.m. and come pick him up from the jail, you know? Although Aaron said, because we got our buddy dabbling down under, too proud to catch a cab. No, you haven't heard the whole story. They wouldn't let him use the phone. They refused him access to the phone. Do you believe that for a second, Moody?
Doesn't he get his phone back when he leaves the jail? Couldn't he get an Uber or something?
It may have been out of battery.
What?
He claims he didn't take it with him to jail.
Why wouldn't you take a phone with you?
Yeah, that's insane.
Sense.
Yeah, but he's learned to get off your phone.
Oh,
you know, like he learned in jail while he didn't have access to his phone.
Can you learn something when you're forced to do it by the government? Like,
yes, yes, you can. It's called. It's a foreign concept to you, to an American maybe, but rehabilitation is quite. Yeah.
But yes, what I loved about the phone thing is Aaron doesn't realize what he reveals when he's trying to sound all high and mighty. And the fact that he said, I left my phone a few meters away from me. And he goes, I felt, it made me so relaxed and, I wasn't thinking about it. And he goes, and then I bought the phone a few meters closer to me and then started getting anxiety about the notifications and blah, blah, blah. I was like, so you're saying that this shit really gets to you and you get anxious about the fucking tweets you're going to get, the comments on your YouTube, all of that. Like, you're not actually coming across as someone that's learned to detach from it. You're expressing how deep into it that you are, and it actually damages you mentally.
Have you not seen my graph? I've conclusively proved that he does not get away from his phone, and this keeping his phone away during a show thing is not going to last. He'll give himself a reason, like, I need it to check Venmo. Maybe some people will Venmo me, so I need it around. And so he'll never just have it away from him.
Well, he even said on the show today, he's like, well, I've got it nearby today because there'll be people sending messages and all of that. It's like, well, all right. So if you've failed on day one, you're not going to do well on day two.
He's also reneging on the whole Gino thing. He's drawing very clear lines as to I just said I'm professionally done with Gino in public, but that's all. That's all I told the court, so I'm fine.
I could see him playing a kid card, like, I need my phone in case my kid calls me or something like that.
He would never say that, Robbie, because he never thinks about them.
But to keep his phone on him, he would. That's what every adult does. Oh, I got a kid that's sick, so I'm going to keep my phone on me at work today, even when they don't. It's a kid card from the bottom of the deck.
His response to that would be like, it's not my kid today because he's with Ashley. She needs to take care of it. His daughter was his daughter was attacked by a dog, and he was yelling at Ashley because she was not taking her to the right hospital.
He refused to pay if Ashley didn't take her to a specific medical center. He refused to pay for it
or something, or that's all.
It had to be an insurance covered one.
Insurance thing, but if your kid is bleeding, you go.
There's no price you wouldn't
matter.
pay to fix it. It's absolutely insane. All right, like I say, this wasn't. This stream is not about Aaron. And to be honest, Moody, like I said to you in the message yesterday, I was like, I just remembered that Aaron's going to do 2 shows before we get to this stream. I was like, this is going to really bulk it up. But then I saw the clips and I was like, it's so predictable what he did.
Right. It's predictable. It's very boring. He's not really hitting the numbers either. So I think you'll see a large exodus of people. He's one of the only shows which are hurt by the clippers in this universe.
Yes.
Because the clippers ensure that you don't need to watch the whole show. Whereas other channels get covered by clippers and people go and see the context of that. Whereas no one's interested in steel toe context.
Oh, yeah. Because no one cares what he's talking about when he breaks down a news article.
Yeah.
Or a news
that's
headline.
Right. Actually, just quickly before we move on, Moody, on the Sunday show, I randomly found those clips of him talking about me, and it kind of came up in the middle of a news story, which I was like, that's why nobody ever told me about it. It's because nobody ever saw it. It was in the middle of a news story. But
those are hard.
Yeah,
those are.
It's rough. It's a rough get through. But yeah, I wanted to hear your take because I just think it's really weird. Like his reaction to me is very different to all the other
Mhm.
haters. Have you got any thoughts on that? Because he kind of just dismissed anytime my name was mentioned, he just kind of dismissed it and moved on. What's
he
your
needs-
theory on that?
He needs to pretend he's beaten you and that you're irrelevant. And so he needs
Yeah.
to make a show of like how not bothered by you he is, and
Yeah.
that he keeps you down in that
Yeah.
way. Which is like, if he's not bothered by you, he should just not mention you. Like, just be like, I don't care about that guy. Moving on. He needs to go out of his way and like make sure your head is still underwater from his perspective.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Touch together.
For me,
What do you think? We're gonna do it, and it's going to be fun. Bing, 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 bing.
Sorry, Moody, I thought you were done.
That's all good. I'm just saying, like, when he brings me up, because it's him and I have never interacted ever. Like, I've never reached out to him. I've never spoken to him. And I don't think he can really there's not much to criticize about me. So it like either goes to racism or he alludes to creepiness that people don't know about. So he's like, think of Melton. Moody's way worse. He's got so much skeletons in his closet, and it's like this appeal to ignorance, I guess, is this is what he tries.
Yeah, and look, he does it with everyone. Where he just throws out a bunch of insane allegations and then is like, yeah, just that's what he is. Don't go look into it at all in any way.
So with me, he told people, he encouraged people to look into me more.
Oh, really? Oh, that's different. Yeah, that is different.
He's like, people need to really look into him. He's got skeletons in his closet. He works with kids. Like,
that's right.
It's very much like it was.
Do you think
it was dog whistling?
Do you think it's because you're such a thorough researcher? Dare I say autistic, that you're able to find things deep that other people can't find, and he's like, he wants you to get the same treatment.
I guess he can't argue with data, so you have to try to discredit the source, and that's what he's trying to do. But it doesn't work. Yeah, okay, I'm obsessed, and I look into things. Great. Does that change the fact that you don't sleep for more than 2.5 hours a night?
Exactly. And again, it's the thing of like, on our show, I think we're always laughing and having a good time. On this little piggy, you guys are always laughing and having a good time. And we're going to get into it with some of the Kiki clips, but they all, some of the targets of Dabbleverse, some of the Dabbleverse targets, lolcows, as it were, if you will, all say the thing of, they're mad we had a good time. And it's like, the whole projection thing is like, I think you're mad that we're having a good time at your expense. You know what I mean? Like there's that thing that they're getting frustrated because they can't do anything without being made fun of. And so they think we're jealous of them.
They always talk about how much of a good time they're having as opposed to just actually having a good time.
Yeah.
it's like, this is such a fun show. I'm having such a good time. You're so funny. That was hilarious. Like, try laugh
without the actual emotion attached.
Right.
Fucking hell. When I heads up everyone, in about 23 minutes, I'm ducking out for like 10 minutes, and Robbie and Moody are going to have some fun together while I'm gone. And in that time, I'm going to have to change the HDMI cable on this screen to this screen because it keeps flashing on and off and it's doing my head in, but that's fine. I'll soldier on like a professional. Should we get to the Kiki conversation now? Because like I said, we were going to be going over the crying video because I watched that and I was like, I got a lot to say about this. And I was like, I can't wait till Sunday. And then since then, we've had Point Dabble Point with Missy B, and then Kiki went live this morning for me, obviously evening for you guys. And I was like, holy shit. And I just started clipping stuff. And then next thing I knew, I'm like, we're not watching the crying video. We're moving on from the crying video because so much more has happened. What I want to first say, I titled the episode Swing and a Missy, because Missy B's reasoning, like, this is one thing I've got to agree with Kiki on. When Missy B said she read my private text and the private text was send me the link, I was like, wait, that's it? With all the other shit Kiki's been saying lately, that's it? That's what did it? I thought that was bizarre.
Yeah, the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't even think that's like enough. That's not even a straw that could break.
I don't think it's a straw. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So I was quite confused at how. Yeah, I was like, "What's?" She read that, and where's the and? Where's the other part of it?
Yeah, because the clip.
It sounded like it sounded like Missy B wanted to ambush John. Like that was what it was about. So by Kiki reading that out, she kind of spoiled it. So that's I think that's where the point of contention is. It's like, why do you ruin
this is on
my
Missy
good time?
B, or this is on Missy more than it is on Kiki, I hate to say.
Yeah, that's the weird part. But the great thing about Kiki is when she reacts, she just gives you so much to go on. But I did think that was crazy, and you're right, Moody. That was the thing. She was like, you spoiled the ambush, but then it's like, but John has control over who comes on screen,
right? But
if
if he sees someone in there, it will fluster him. Like it messes with him. Like, you see that number go from 3 people to 4 people, and you're like, "What's going on?" Like, I've been compromised. Like it messes with someone, and so they want to do that.
Cardiff had already been backstage earlier, I believe, or maybe it was later. But Cardiff had been backstage because he got the link, which he claims he got from Kiki, but it could be Pat Dixon. That's still an ongoing. But I doubt Pat would send it, but maybe he would for a laugh. I don't know. But regardless of all of that, I thought Missy's reasoning was terrible. We played the clip of Kiki on Kevin's show on Sunday where Kiki said, well, Anthony doesn't employ Gino anymore. I was like, that's something you could sink your teeth into, right? Like you can go, yeah, you've got no respect for us at all. It was just a paycheck. That's something you could end a friendship over if that's your attitude, but not you read send me the link out loud on the stream. That's fucking wild to me. But as I said, Kiki reacts, and I like the way she reacts. It can be quite fun. But we're going to kick it off with just a little bit of fun dumb Kiki. As she's talking about Shuli, because obviously anybody that was on Point Dabble Point is now the worst person in the world to Kiki, but they probably always have been. But yeah, she just thought fuck, this screen is killing me.
Looks like the Shuli Network. Okay. Well, you know how I feel about Shuli. Just unfunny, always wanted Artie's chair, bald.
I love that. You know how I feel about Shuli, bald.
That's objective. Like, it's not a feeling.
That's mean too.
This kind of little worm of a man. I mean, I don't know.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Now, there's a lot of people.
That's actually pretty brutal on Keanu's part right there.
There's a lot of people that would call
someone.
As someone that's paranoid about losing their hair, maybe that's just me.
It probably is. Just, like, surely shaves his head. Like, he's fine.
Yeah, same as I do every couple of months. I shave my head because, as you rightly pointed out the other day, Moody, yes, I'm going bald. I'm comfortable with it.
You just got to face it. Like, at a certain point, it's like reality kicks in, and you just got to be like, yes, this is what I am. It's like, I don't know, when you had to put the 4th X before the L, Robbie, like, you kind of need to decide when you're picking out that shirt. You're deciding between, like, how many X's and how comfortable do you want to be?
Got him, man.
I was wondering when that was going to come around to a fat joke, and yeah, I wasn't disappointed.
So as I said, the text that set Missy off, it's nothing, and it wasn't something to end a friendship over. But then, in true Kiki form, she's going to go ahead and read the rest of the text, because why not just completely burn this bridge altogether? You know,
there is context though, in that Anthony doesn't like Stuttering John. Stuttering John is currently suing two of Anthony's friends. Like for making fun of him. He's costing them a lot of money. He's extorting them through the courts. That's not good. Kiki's used to having friends that do that to other people, using the court system to try to abuse them. So that already by like being friends with him and trying to ride on his coattails, use him for clout, that is already like that's already crossing a line to an extent. Like she's talking about who she doesn't know who's on whose team and all of that. It's a pretty clear line for Stuttering John. There's no one sane on Stuttering John's side.
And I mean, Stuttering John is softened in the fact that I think he would let Kiki go on Point Double Point, but if she went on Point Double Point and told some honest truths about John, it would be over. Like that'd be the end of it. He wouldn't want anything to do with that. But anyway, yeah. So Kiki thought, well, now that you accuse me of reading texts, I may as well go ahead and read texts.
No worries. Okay. Can you hear me now, though, even? Okay. She says, don't be sly. Shut the fuck up. You say it. You're dead to me. Boo. Wow. Damn, Kiki. Didn't think you'd cozy to John over me. I came to your fucking wedding. Wow. Kurt.
We're going to have a discussion about Ava later, too, when I've played some of these clips. I'm intrigued about what Ava's up to because I don't think she's an idiot. But some of the shit she says, it's like, oh, come on. Like, what are you doing?
Ava managed to goad Kiki into reading text, which is the only move that the Biscontes know. Death text is in a Bisconte reading text messages. Like the three things.
I think you're on the same page as me. I think she's fucking with everyone.
Yeah.
And she doesn't care. Like she's fucking with John, Kiki, Shuli, Carl, all of them at the same time. That's her game. But we'll see across the clips and see if you agree with me by the end of it.
Courtesy and loyalty, and you prioritized Stuttering John. That's really sad, dude. But hey, you have podcasts. And I say to her, I can't figure out who likes who. LOL. If you can't figure out I am above your loyalty, and I don't, and she's kind of drunk, I think. I don't want your friendship.
Oh, that's right. I got a Twitter notification. I meant to stop this clip earlier because the rest is probably pretty irrelevant.
It's some vintage Will Heron clipping right there.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. He did have that happen. Actually, you know what I know? I think Stalin 19 had a clip where he must have plugged in his iPad or his phone while he was clipping because you heard the doo as the charger went in. It happens. All right. So from there, all right. So we got this one is the end of the text, the last few texts, and then into Kiki's side of the story with how it all went down. Wait. Oh, I've got to remove that one. Fuck. I was like, the notification's still on screen. It shouldn't be there.
Wait, are you actually mad? She said, figure your shit out. Yeah, you suck. Loose lips, sink ships. Figure that out.
She's demented.
That's demented. I read them now because
they were friends 3 days ago. 3 days ago, they were friends.
You know why? That's ridiculous. You want loyalty to you, Missy, is me. See, again, I'll show it again. This is loyalty to you, Missy.
Well, I texted you to send me the link so you would
secretly send me the link.
I'm not lying when I say this. She played that a minimum of 30 times today on that stream. She kept fucking playing it. And she's like, I'm going to have to hammer it into your heads. It's like, it's been hammered, Kiki. The hammer is hammering my skull at this point.
This is something that is common across the Biscontes, where it's sort of like a Bisconte syndrome, where they glob onto just one fact or one saying, and then they just repeat that over and over and over again. But what about this? And then it's just, they will play that over and over again or say it over and over.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, look at her face there, by the way. That was great.
So
She's a
you want
mess.
you want me to secretly send you the link, and that's how I prove my loyalty to you?
So, and this is my problem with what how Missy B's gone about it, is because dummies latch on to the fucking simple shit. And so now Kiki is focused on, oh, that's my crime. That's my crime. Reading, sending the link. Missy B wants the link on it. It's like, well, you've done a lot of other shit that would probably be more relevant to ending a friendship, but Missy B done fucked up. And now she is going to fucking cling to this for the next. I don't know if she's still live. She might still be live. Because she was still live when I stopped pulling clips and thought I had to fucking get ready for the show. But yeah, she's. Yeah.
Anyone would have avoided this conference. Like, yeah, I agree with you that it's wild that it started as just them, her wanting to ambush John, but for it to have grown from that, it's like the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. Like, it's the first thing that happened, and then it's like all these other things that are from other, like these feelings of like, we're no longer, like, we were held down by you guys, you're not paying us money anymore. All of that started to come out in the follow on, and it just exploded from there. Anyone sane receiving a message of like a friend who's persistent and saying, give me the link, give me the link, give me the link. If you don't want to give them the link, ignore it, and then talk to them afterwards. That's it. That would have been avoided completely.
Well, and I mean, first of all, again, both of them, like the fact that Missy B immediately jumped on Point Double Point and said, I'm going to air this out on Point Double Point, and then she follows up with this. I'm like, are we children? Like, I don't have a real life friend involved in any of this, but I'll use Eccles, right? Because Eccles and I are friends. He and I do a show together. He has his own channel. I have my own channel. If Eccles and I had a falling out tomorrow, and even if he went on his show and fucking aired it all out, I would be on my show going, he can say what he wants. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not here to have a shit fight with Eccles on air.
I
want
would
to do
love
my
a
show.
shit fight with Eccles.
Well, I'll let you go live solo and shit on Eccles the day that he turns on me.
It's also it's different with a friend. Like if someone's genuinely your friend and that breaks down, it's genuinely heartbreaking, and you should be trying to repair it or like deal with it privately. There's none of that here. She turns it into content immediately. Instantly. If she had, I think it was totally fine for if Keanu, like up until Keanu left Stuttering John's show the first time, that was fine. Once she came back and started crying, talking about like all these different sides, and then further still beyond that, going on to MLC immediately after, and then saying the things that she did on there, I think Missy's well within her rights to like end it. It's insane.
I agree with you. I think Missy had plenty of reasons to go fuck Keanu. The one she gave on Point Double Point was just dumb, in my opinion. Dayla, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. As a mod, it's extremely special because he quote unquote works for us. But yeah,
and look,
there was plenty of opportunities to fix this.
Missy's also missing a few screws, just like Carla's missing a few screws. How long do you let someone like this be your friend? How long do you see them do the same thing over and over and over again, and then be surprised when it happens to you? Like,
sorry, you just reminded me of a point because Haley from Pretty Antisocial put out a tweet today saying, something along the lines of shout out Missy B, she's a real one, she gets it. And I replied and said, yeah, I replied and said they were real life friends for years, and she didn't see what we all saw immediately. We saw this with Kiki.
Every time it happened to someone else, she called April her ride or die, and then went to April's abuser and told her everything. Yeah. Told him everything.
We got a clip getting to April, dude. That's
it's nuts. Like,
wild.
There's no excuse to be surprised if a Bisconte leaks your DMs at this day.
Oh, you reminded me. We have a sound drop on here. Fucking monitor, come back. We have a sound drop. Or did I remove it? Oh, I removed it. Damn it. We had a soundbite on here that was No, it is still there. Here we go. This soundbite.
Those are so many great points right there. Thank you, Dean.
You're on that show, Moody. You won't remember what I super tipped, but I super tipped in Gino's voice. Anything you say to me and my wife should be assumed to be public. And that was, you both had a good laugh about it. And Carl said, there's so many great points right there. Thank you, Dean. After that, Carl texted Kiki and she read it on MLC. And that's when Carl said, I've had enough with Kiki. And it's like, but you knew. you already
When
knew.
was that? That was what, a month, 2 months ago?
Yeah, maybe 3 months, but yeah.
Yeah, he's not like Carl is my friend, like genuinely Carl is my friend and I like Carl, but I will never stop giving him shit for keeping the Biscontes around in his social circles for as long as he did. I think calling people like this friends, it cheapens what the word actually means and does and like I think is insulting to the rest of your genuine friends. If anyone is if the Biscontes are in one of your friends' social circles and that person's calling them their friend, they're calling you the friend as well. So you're on equal footing with the Biscontes. It's not good. You don't want that.
It's a great point. And I don't like to, like, if someone, if a show I enjoy has someone on that I think is fucking garbage, it's like, oh, it's one show, whatever, you know, who cares? There's been like 4 people that I've texted Carl about to say, fuck these people. Why are you involved with them? And 3 of them were Aaron Imholt, Keanu Thompson, and fucking Gino Bisconti. I was like, you shouldn't have anything to do with these people. They're rubbish. And all 3 of them, he's finally figured out eventually that, yeah, I was right. Dino was right.
It is a bit, I'm going to bat for Carl here now. Like, just trying to be fair. But like, if you're in a position where you're on shows and your friends or you're seen with all these different people, you're going to get messages like yours nonstop of you should hang out with this person. You shouldn't hang out with this person. And so like you can't do anything but ignore them. Like
no. I'm not saying he should have listened to me. I'm just saying I was right. You know what I mean? Like I don't do it very often, but the ones I did it for, I was 100% right. I'm not saying he should have listened to me. They're definitely not. I'm not taking a dig at him. I'm just saying. I've
been telling Carl that these guys are rubbish for a year. So Patrick's been telling him like it only when they came for the Beaton Imholt, I did not say anything because I was not a Beaton Imholt. You know, like it's that.
Yeah, for sure.
You fuck off, get fucked. I don't care. Like, are you serious? So then I call her during the internet troubles. And I'm like, and she goes in these clips about her. She's like, yeah, I was kind of heated up. I'm like, well, why? Because I wouldn't secretly send you the link to ambush Stuttering John, who we had a fun show with at the Stress Factory.
Back to the fun show. Nobody cares if it was fun or not. This is not what anyone's talking about. If you had a fun show or not.
It's the retort every time. The Content Hotel was so fun. We love, like, they're just jealous we had a really fun time. You can have a fun time at terrible events. I went to see the Lord of the Rings musical. It is the worst musical I've ever seen. It was some of the most fun I've had in a theater in a long time. I was laughing during the entire second act. It was hilarious. But
I mean, I think going to like a shitty comedy show and like, you know, having a laugh at the comedian's expense or like maybe a little bit of heckling where you get something happening or whatever can be a fucking great night. And you walk away going, I don't remember any of the comedy because it all sucked, but we had a blast, you know?
Yeah. Shit talking someone can be really fun. It can also be undermining a friendship. Like,
And then, right. And also, those are not private text messages. Those are just her being unhinged. Like,
what's the difference between private and unhinged? Right. When do you cross the line from private to unhinged?
I don't know. Ask Gino when he told the cops about the Kayla Ricada picture. Was that private or unhinged?
And did he call her a slub cunt whore at the same time?
That's insane. that makes absolutely no fucking sense. And also, I don't know if you guys know this. A text message is a
So
conversation.
the rules from the perspective of Keanu is to share a text message, you need to have permission from someone. But also, if that person is someone that Keanu knew, you need to get updated permission from that person if you're going to share it. But then if Keanu wants to share something, as long as she's on MLC with Kevin Brennan and it's funny, she's allowed to share it.
Yeah, or if they're unhinged.
Or if they're unhinged. What unhinged is something determined by Keanu at the time of when she decides to share it.
Yeah. It's such a cartoonish joke at this point, like Keanu reading DMs. And Moody, as you know, I got you to help me reach out to Nick Recator the other day because he was on BYB and he said, you'll notice there's one person's DMs that Kiki's never read, and that's me. And I immediately went, what? No, she definitely read your DMs, dude. Like, I could find that episode in 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, and I did. But yeah, it's such a like I say, cartoonish joke. Like every time she's done with someone, the text messages come out. Like it's so predictable and insane.
I don't care so much either way. Like if someone wants to believe that you can share messages, if you want to not believe it, that's fine. I don't share text messages, but that's me. That's my own moral framework. I've set that up and I follow it. It's frustrating for me when she sets up these moral rules, or Gino as well. They set up these moral rules and they constantly undermine them. It's like, what is the framework? What are the rules of the Biscontes? Like that.
It's funny.
They're constantly changing.
It's funny you say that because there's going to be an example of that in this clip, in this group of clips of like Kiki presenting a moral stance, and then it might get flipped back on her later on.
Station that you have with somebody. I didn't read a message that said, "Hey, something insane." Like,
I love that. Kiki doesn't even know where the line is that she wouldn't read the message. Is like something insane.
But she
I don't know why.
She's
like Anthony's.
Sorry,
she's read messages about, I think, domestic abuse from April, hasn't she? She's insinuated about receiving messages.
What she said, she didn't read the message. What she said was, after talking to April, I believe something happened with Aaron. Yeah. And she fully wholeheartedly believed that until around about Thanksgiving last year.
I think the line was also, and I would be a fool if I didn't. was the follow up to that.
Yeah, that's right.
Drank too much and he's I'm getting scared kind of
right. Like it's all just nonsense, right? Like Anthony, I don't know, Anthony's having
got pulled
another
over
heart
again.
attack.
That's precisely what she shares. The whippets thing. April saying I'm doing whippets. She went and told everyone about that. Like, what do you mean if it's not something insane?
Also, let's just go back and list this comedian and figure out something Anthony might text to Missy that she wouldn't read.
Nonsense, right? Like Anthony, I don't know, Anthony's
Anthony
having
got pulled
another
over
heart
again.
attack.
Just random trans woman just beat her to the punch. This fucking professional comedian.
Or like Anthony, whatever. She didn't text me like, "Oh my god, my dog's dying," or like something.
Anthony punched a hole in the wall because of Call of Duty again because he was.
Ava's got plenty ready to go. All right, I need to duck off, so I'm gonna throw to you and Robbie. Hang on, let me go there. Robbie, you'll be able to add to stage what Moody wants to do.
Sure.
Yes.
How do I do? Okay.
You should be able to. When it appear, it's already appeared down the bottom there. Moody's ready to go.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right, I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Cool. Let's have an interlude. Robbie, I want to play a game with you. This is Sporkle. It's a quiz website. I thought while we're here, it's real trashy. Like, this is the Dabbleverse. It's just gossip. It's reality TV, essentially, right? So I thought we'd be a little bit more educational here. So here's a quiz. I'm going to read these out, and we'll talk through all of these things in here. It's an easy quiz. It's over-under. So you get a number. So the number here is 100. And we need to say whether the thing is over or under 100.
Okay.
All right. So this is over 100, under 100 calories. So
Oh,
there's
you asshole!
what?
This is...
You don't think you can do this?
No, I can do it. It's just
You can do it. You think?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's. You good?
Yep, I'm good.
All right. Let's go. So a watermelon slice, 10 ounces. Over or under? You had a long day. You sit down with a slice of watermelon.
I usually cut them up in like squares. That's the
Yeah.
problem
This isn't squares. It says a slice. So a slice.
Yeah,
of
no, I
water-
know
like,
that's why. Under? I think it'd be under.
I agree with you. I think it's under 86 calories.
Over on bacon.
An ounce of 3 strips of bacon.
Yeah, that's got to
Is
be
this
over.
this breakfast for you or like a snack?
Okay, this is going to sound crazy. I'm not the biggest bacon fan, which I know.
No.
No.
So how did you get this way?
Yeah, that's the follow up everyone gets asked. Yeah.
All right. So you say over?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Guinness.
I don't drink, but that's got to be over.
I think this one's borderline. 473 mils is a lot. Over?
I don't know. I've heard like dark beer is actually
Oh.
low key high in calories.
It is quite a lot. Skinless roast turkey breast, 4 ounces.
Oh, this one's close. Under?
Under? I think.
Maybe
Isn't
over,
it-
but it would be like, I don't know.
I think.
I'm going to go
I
under.
think under? I think this is well over, but.
Really? Well over? Oh.
yeah.
Oh, turkey. I don't know why I thought you said chicken. Yeah, that's a bad job on my...
it's okay. Pecan pie. Do you do pies a lot?
I mean, if I see a pie, I want to eat it. But yeah, obviously that's over.
Over?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's been the biggest one. Yeah. Way over.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Cadbury cream egg. You had these at Halloween. Halloween's coming up.
Isn't that more of like an English thing, the Cadbury egg? Maybe?
We have them here, but they've been like a victim of shrinkflation. They've been getting smaller and smaller every year.
Yeah, I'm assuming even if it's small size, it's probably like at least 100, so over.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Right. Water.
Side tangent. I read this article about how like water tasting has become a thing. Like there's a high-end restaurant in Bend, Oregon, where it's you got your menu of like the steaks, but then it's got like a water. How do you pronounce a sommelier? Or the experts in wine.
Yeah,
there's experts in water now too, and there's like a room temperature cup of water that they'll sell for like $25 that was straight from the Alps in or some place in Mongolia or something. I'm like, people either still have too much money, I guess.
Well,
Anyway,
some water has mineral, like it does taste
true.
different. Yeah.
It's true, but could it taste different enough that tap water is $0 and that's $25? I don't know.
I don't know. Like if all water's the same, then bath water. If I was clean and then got in a bath and then gave you a cup of that.
No, because okay. I guess it's one way of putting it. I guess you're right. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, that would be under.
Under?
Yeah.
Water's free.
Yeah.
A sirloin steak cooked 6 ounces.
Over.
Yeah. It's way over. Regular beer.
Define. So I don't drink.
This is a can of regular beer.
Like the cheap.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna go over.
Over. Yeah, I think this is over as well. Yeah. Okay. It's not as bad as you think though. Like beer and Coke, like sugar Coke is very similar.
Yeah. Avocado.
Yeah. One like 5 ounces.
I know what avocados are like. If you're on a super low fat diet, they can actually be bad for you because they're high in fat, even though it's the good fat. Yeah, I did at one point lose weight. What?
Are you dieting at the moment, or
no?
It?
I've lost 100 pounds before, and then
Then you found it.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. What do you think?
This is you. This is not me.
Oh, really? I'm gonna go over, but I could be wrong.
I think it's over as well. Yeah, it's very fatty. 2% milk, a cup of milk.
2% over.
Nice. Raisins.
Under
1.5
maybe?
ounces.
Under?
These are tricky. Like, I don't know
Because they're
how much.
dehydrated, so it's like that. For a while, it got those dehydrated fruits were really trendy, and then people realized like half a cup of dehydrated fruits is like eating an entire plate of real fruit, and it wasn't nearly as good for you as they thought it was.
Yeah, I can demolish like a good 30 dried apricots.
Yeah, exactly.
Easily. It's like similar to deviled eggs. Like I could, if someone's like eat 10 eggs, I'd be like, this is rough. But 10 deviled eggs?
Exactly.
Easy.
It's kind of like breadsticks and pizza. Like if you told me a breadstick was a piece of pizza, you wouldn't be able to eat like a. I don't know if you could stop eating breadsticks. Like it's hard to get full on breadsticks.
How do you get out? How do you start? Like,
I guess
what do you mean?
Run out. I mean, I'm gonna go under though. But
under?
Yeah. Oh no!
It's the devil's in this. This one's bullshit. Yeah. A Twinkie though.
Over.
Over?
Yeah.
Are you made of Twinkie? Like, do you eat a lot of Twinkies?
No, I don't.
Have you heard this phrase, like, you are what you eat?
Yeah,
I was thinking about that the other day. Like, you do become the food that you eat. If you ate Twinkies, then you do become Twinkies.
Not, like, when I think Twinkie, I think, like, happy-go-lucky. I'm not happy-go-lucky, so that's definitely not me.
Over?
Yeah, over.
Yeah. Bread, white with crust, 1 slice.
Oh, it's got to be over.
It's like, it's one of these, a lot of these are like borderline between, like, just, I think this is just over, but
it
you
depends
can't.
what type of white. If it's that whole wheat white, it would be right on the border. If it's like that Wonder Bread white, it could be like 200 calories
it could be
a slice.
Because you guys do the sugar and everything, right?
Yeah. Why do you think? Yeah. See, that's bullshit. I'll go to the store right now and I'll find one like in 30 seconds that would be 200 calories a slice. That's bullshit.
Then you'll put it in a shopping trolley.
Oh, wow.
Nutella, 2 tablespoons.
That's that chocolate stuff, right? Like
the chocolate nut the hazelnut chocolate spread.
Yeah.
That kids love to eat.
2 tablespoons. I'm gonna go over.
Over? Nice.
Wow.
Skittles, a fun size. I don't know what is a fun size.
It's
fun
like
size
the ones
bag
they
is
throw
small.
at you at Halloween. You know, the little like.
Right. Wait, Halloween's not a big thing here.
Really? No.
Yeah, it's like
it's dying out in the U.S. too because everyone. I don't know because businesses will do like the weekend before if there's a bunch of businesses in one area. It's a great cross promotional thing, so they'll have kids wear the costumes then. Also, parents are more and more scared of someone putting like razors in the candy and stuff.
Right.
Which you hear that like be careful for razors in the candy, but I think I've seen one news article in the last 20 years of that actually happening. I think parents are just kind of helicopter parents now.
Yeah, I don't know who's doing that.
Yeah,
like that's like
if you go to that much effort to be a creep to kids, when like those are the people that would kidnap and kill a kid, not put a razor in a candy. That's too much work for those weirdos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun size bag of Skittles. Where you
over.
at? Over? It's under.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's like.
Now that I think about it, that makes sense because there's NFL players that's like their cheat thing, and there's this guy Marshawn Lynch who's a running back for Seahawks. He'd eat them on the sidelines during a game, so I should have thought of that.
Do you know, like, I heard Hank Green talk about how like your digestive tract is a bit of the outside going through your inside. Like you're a tube, you're a donut. Like topographically, you're a donut. And when 2 people make out, did you know that they form a long tube with an asshole at either end?
Yeah.
Chicken breast, skinless, 3 ounces. Under?
I mean, it's chicken. They always say eat chicken.
No, this is over.
Really? Okay, over.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
It's all in like how much.
Yeah.
It's yeah. It's not 1 for 1 in terms of. I think because I've got grams. I've got this, but yeah. Corn on the cob. One ear.
1 ear. I know in like carbs and starch and all that, it's really high. I'm gonna go over.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tablespoon of honey.
I mean, under?
I think this will be 90. I'm guessing this is 90 grams. Oh, 65.
Okay. Baked beans. That's
baked beans, Heinz.
especially because it's Heinz, also extra processed. Over. Oh wow. That's surprising.
What?
That's
Peanut
surprising
butter?
to me. Peanut butter's over. I've actually
Salmon.
that's one thing I have completely cut out. Like if something's cooked in peanut butter and I'm at someone's house, I'll eat it. But like
How do
peanut
you
butter
cook
sandwiches,
something in peanut butter?
well,
What
if
do
it's
you
like
mean?
if it's got peanut butter, like I don't know. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I don't eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or peanut butter sandwiches anymore because, yeah.
But
it's
like
not,
a peanut butter and jelly sandwich isn't cooked.
not really. If you have to put effort into it, if you have to put effort into something, then it's cooking in my eyes.
Assembling a sandwich is cooking to you, Robbie.
No, it's not. That's too easy. It's not cooking.
Yeah, but like that's what you're saying. Like putting peanut butter on on bread is cooking.
No, this is a fat joke, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
like I'm just that's not a fetch. I'm sorry, but
I just don't consider making a peanut butter sandwich cooking.
you said it did though. You said you're cooking something with peanut butter.
Well, this is not helping my case, but like a peanut butter cookie, like it's not peanut butter, but it's cooked.
Right. I guess I'd call that baking rather than cooking, but
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I'm back.
Hi.
That's probably the best.
How we been going here?
It's okay.
56.
Yeah. He it sounds like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Robbie. That was good.
Well, I hope you boys had a good time.
Definitely loved it. Tuki, yeah.
We get it. He's fat. Fuck me. Quickest way to kill a show. Yeah, I'm sorry I had to leave, but I had to. It was one of those situations.
Okay.
But while I was away, the great Deadful has joined us.
Hey, I've developed a simple game. Want to play, Robbie?
No, not really. I mean, I kind of would rather.
Great. It's really simple. I'll show you a picture of a meal. You take the total value of protein and multiply it by the ratio of sugar to carbohydrates. Then simply graph the derivative over time during consumption and tell us what it looks like. Simple. Ready?
Fuck this, AG. I'm going to Wendy's. I hate all of you.
Thank you, Deadful. He doesn't
Sugar is a
disappoint.
carbohydrate.
Deadful.
Ratio of sugar to carbohydrates would be like, unless there's other carbohydrates, but all of sugar is all carbohydrates.
All right, Moody.
Huh?
Sorry.
Where were we?
Those are big words that involve food. Which, it's a bad comment.
I'm gonna move on to the next clip because, yeah, I mean Kiki repeats herself so much. Whatever she said at the end of that clip probably comes up again later, so it's not a big worry. Now, those of you that tuned in to United States of Australia's Sunday morning show.
Wait, hold on.
Well,
Pad Thai has peanut butter in it, and it's not a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah, I just couldn't think of peanut butter cooking with peanut butter. I
Well,
know
there you
there's
go.
satay. I know there's satay sauces, like peanut-based sauces, but I don't think they're getting like Jif and putting it into like a wok.
I get. Also, you could just put peanut butter on a cheeseburger. I've had that at a restaurant before.
I've never had that before.
Yeah, there's
You
this
put
place
peanut
in
butter on a
Indiana-
cheeseburger?
Yeah, in West Lafayette, Indiana, there's a place that specializes in peanut butter burgers, and I gotta say, it was really good. Only had it once.
Like you walked in and you're like, I've heard tales.
Yeah, exactly. I saw it on the Food Network.
I've made this pilgrimage.
I did.
I've mobility scooted all the way across the car park to get it.
That last part's alive.
All right, we'll get back to Kiki. Those of you that tuned in to Sundays,
like I spoke with Robbie beforehand. It's all good. I wouldn't be making jokes if he didn't say that. If he didn't say he was
anyone
okay
that
with
thinks Moody's being mean to Robbie, it's perfectly fine. Robbie's a big boy.
Perfectly fine. Wait, I'm glad you can speak for me, D.
Yeah.
Wow. See, I've never called you that in all our years. That's like subliminal messaging by.
You don't even call me Dean privately. That's fucking weird.
But Husey is like. Every
Oh,
time
he's fucking gone extreme.
When I see a clip of him on YouTube, it could have nothing to do with anything, and he'll be like, "Dean Galloway, Perth, Australia," and then I'll see in the For You feed. He's in my For You feed a lot for some reason, unfortunately, and like every other tweet or post is your name in there. So I apologize for that.
On his stream the other day, he was describing exactly how to find me on Facebook. He's having a good time with it. He is. All right, so let me try again. If you checked out the show on Sunday morning, United States to Australia, it was Kiki and Gino coping and going over the Stress Factory gig. And as we ascertained, it was trying to save the relationship with Kevin Brennan. And well, way to prove me right, Kiki.
And he looks like he's a cone head. Like, I don't know if you're allowed to. Yeah, like, look at the arc. Like, right? Did you ever notice that, or is it just the way the photo was like that's odd, right?
It does look odd. Gino, come here.
That's from the video. Like, yeah, you can see it like in multiple angles. Like, what?
He looks like an alien.
Yeah, like
she is so easily manipulated. Like,
isn't she?
Ava is just running circles around her.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Like I say, I think Ava's fucking with everyone. I mean, she'll say she's not, but throughout
like
this show,
she can't. It looks like she went on that show to try to make Kiki burn every single bridge that she has.
Yep. I totally agree because she set her up for so much stuff. Oh my god!
Right. But his head.
What's going on with his head up there?
He's old and bald and
but
sad.
Like, look at this.
Look
like
at the angle.
When he was born, like even before me, you understand they used to pull you out of your mother with.
Sorry, I apologize, everyone. Oh, fuck.
Have no loyalty to those two pieces of shit. Like there's no loyalty among all the fake people. Everyone in the chat, they're all fucking losers and fucking.
All right, you've had enough.
Forces. Now, don't get me wrong. Kevin was one of the first ones to come out of his mother. By the time Neil came out, he's smart. He didn't have any head trauma. He just.
Does this feel different to the clips we were playing on Sunday? And this is less than 48 hours since I played those clips of these two telling Gino, fuck it, I keep calling KB Gino, telling KB that he was amazing. He stole the show. He's so funny. Now, all of a sudden, since he said, you're done, now it's time to shit all over him. Because why would you even try and fix anything with anyone? Just go on your stream and shit on them.
They really just reflex back and really try to hit back. That's the only thing that goes through their heads. They don't think about salvaging anything.
No. There was never a thought of like, do I call Missy and like try and have a reasonable conversation about this and see if we can sort it out? It was just, and again, I give the same criticism to Missy as well, like to just jump on Point Double Point and say that you're done. It's like
there were two instances after that. If Kiki had finished after the like internet problems dip out, yes, I'd agree with you. But no, the context of that is Keanu went back on, started crying on Stuttering John's show, and then went on MLC and said some really disrespectful stuff.
Yeah, that's true. The Anthony's not paying Gino or not employing Gino anymore was a pretty big thing.
It's
as soon as I heard that, what are you saying?
Your relationship is contingent on like a salary. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. No, that's a good point, buddy.
Fell the fuck out because 8 other kids that probably didn't stink like old men came out of his mom's classy lady, no problem there. But by the time you have your 8th or 9th kid, they fall right the fuck out. Kevin fucking beat the shit out of that stuff on the way out, and it took a toll on his head.
His mom had that tight band.
So, like, was it just old man Gina, or was it like BO, or like what? Or
See, here Ava goes again. Like, please explain more about how KB smelled. Yeah, like let's make sure it's very clear that you're insulting KB as much as you possibly can, because KB won't react to it at all. He wouldn't do a stream where he just destroys these people for fucking hours on end. That's not gonna happen at all.
Is there like a poop diapers?
When you're Kevin Brennan and you don't leave the house ever, and your family's used to you, it is what it is. And then you go outside like with a noisemaker, and you don't really, do anything special. You're not looking to.
He stole the show. Literally a couple of days ago, he stole the show. That's what they said. These people, like when people say to them, you're disingenuous, like watch the last 2 episodes of United States of Australia. You will see how disingenuous these fucking idiots are. Like nothing they say means anything.
They only think you're funny if you're friends with them. As soon as you stop being friends with them, that person's untalented, they're creepy, they're not funny, they suck. It's I don't know. I feel like you could usually separate those feelings quite easily. Most people can.
Yeah. I literally did it on Sunday with clips of Aaron. I said, I'll give him that. That's actually a funny response. You know what I mean? Like I don't like Aaron, but every now and then he'll say something. I'm like, no, that's actually funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Broken. I can't really stand MLC most of the time, but every so often Kevin Brennan gets like a twinkle in his eye and he's on point and it's great. But then the amount of like yelling in between and just having to sit through his like, what do you call them? His stable of people that he has on. It's just I can't do it.
No, I agree with you. Like I've been saying to people lately, I've seen Kevin Brennan clips lately, and he's made me laugh so many times. And I'm like, I need to watch more Kevin Brennan. And the people that are MLC fans are like, it's hit and miss, dude. Like,
you can't
sit through a lot of garbage.
It's different. Yeah.
Anyone?
Not a good bit.
And he just, I don't think he's unclean. He just smells like a 65-year-old man.
Maybe like mothballs from.
Just sadness and regret.
I heard people say Fritos. Maybe that's why he was like, "No, Keanu, no, get away from me." Maybe he knew he smelled bad.
I mean, again, Ava, just great work from Ava. I'd have to give her credit because I know she's not retarded. I know she's not dumb.
She's managed to create problems for multiple people over the last week and a half. And that's some level of manipulation. Like you can't. I don't think you can be. I think you could call her stupid for that. She seems really onto it and knows exactly what she's doing.
No, exactly. And I think, like I say, the things that she sets Kiki up for, it's like if you didn't know better, you'd be like, oh, she's just as dumb as they are. But I think, and again, I don't think she's pulling a quote unquote work like to go back to Shuley with. I think she's just literally fucking with everyone. She's like, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'll just fuck with all of them. I'll shit on Carl or shit on Shuley. I'll get on John's show and mess with him a bit. All of that. Like, yeah, I think she just decided, people send me the link. I'll fuck around a bit. Oh yeah. So now we get to Kiki explaining that, SJ gave her a gig. So, she can't be too mad at him. And then she finds it hard to explain what kind of text she wouldn't read.
Didn't think you'd cozy up to John over me. Wow. Courtesy and loyalty. And you prioritize stuttering John. Okay. Now
it's almost like
he gave us a spot on the fucking show. He's been nothing but nice. I don't know what the fuck else to tell you.
It says a lot about Kiki. She brings this up a few times. He gave us a spot on the show. Yeah, that's what we're saying about you, Kiki. Like, you've basically just completely disrespected Anthony Cumia because he doesn't pay Gino anymore. And then now you're as Missy said, cozying up to Stuttering John because he gave you a stand-up gig, and you just forgot about years and years of friendship with Kumia and Missy because John gave us a stand-up gig and he was nice to us.
It really shows you how much Aaron overpaid these guys. He could have
Oh,
saved. He paid $3,000 when all he needed to do was offer a gig.
Yeah. But they do have to fly out for that, you know. So to be fair, it's going to cost him more than SJ anyway. But he didn't need to pay $3,000.
No.
That's very clear.
He could have easily cut that in half and managed it.
Oh yeah, easily.
Pissed off because I didn't secretly send her a link.
Yeah, that's what she's pissed off about. Yep. You've learned a lot from this experience. She wanted a link sent secretly, and you didn't do it. So that was the end of the friendship. Like, if I heard myself saying
afterwards,
that,
everything afterwards doesn't count.
Yeah, if I heard myself saying that, I'd be like, all right, maybe I'm on the wrong track here. Like, that sounds insane to me that someone would do that. Maybe I'll check with them to make sure that's what the reality is. But nah, we'll do a 3-hour fucking stream and shit on it the whole time.
She even said it. She said that it sounds like the Kumias are drinking a little bit tonight, which I mean could have been the case. I mean, a friend can have a bad night and say things that they regret. But if they're genuinely your friend, your duty is to be like, okay, I'm not going to hold this again. Like, I'll have a chat to them later. I'm not going to escalate the situation based on something that they're saying when I think that they might be not really meaning it.
Yeah, and I won't go into details here, but Robbie sent me a message the other day about something, and I said, hey, man, yeah, cool. Hey?
Oh, never mind. That was a different message.
No. He sent a message to me about something the other day. And I said, yeah, man, we'll talk about it, but that's not something I want to discuss over text. Like that was it, you know, like it's because, you know, tone can be lost and fucking being able to see someone's facial expression when they express it, all that, like that's important. I would never, if, you know, again, if Robbie and I had a falling out, I wouldn't try and deal with that on air. You know, I wouldn't go, fucking Robbie messaged me this and blah, blah. Like, this is really childish fucking bullshit. But Deadpool's back. So.
I'm sorry, I was talking out of my ass when I corrected myself previously. Although carbs are broken down into sugar, only a fraction of total carbs are sugar. For instance, most sugar-free foods are loaded with carbs that will later be broken down into sugar. Thank you. And I do apologize for my earlier dissemination of misinformation.
Apology accepted. And it also depends on the food. You can have foods that are purely sugar-based. Into honey, for example.
Keep arguing with him, Deadpool. Keep arguing
the
with
carbs,
him.
The carbs and sugar. The carbohydrates in honey, for example, are almost 100% sugar. So
yeah, keep it up, Moody, because if you and Deadpool argue the whole time, I'll love that. That's great for me.
Just have a super argument through super.
The thing here though is like it's so normal for friends to have falling out. It's so normal for friends to like have disagreements or arguments with each other. But then you just you need to work them out between you guys. It's like if like one of your friends gets into an argument with their partner and then comes and starts to vent to you about it, that puts you in a really bad position because once they make up with that person, all you can think about is all the bad stuff that person said. Yeah. She's done that here, but to an audience.
Yeah.
Like she's aired out the dirty laundry and you can forgive one person, but then no one else is going to also go on that journey with you, you know?
Yeah, and I have been critical of Missy, but Missy didn't burn down the house or, you know, burn the bridge. She just said, this is my opinion on these things. Kiki is literally going to full-on insults in here and letting Ava go crazy on the insults. So, yeah, it's...
And it was all private. Like, everything Missy did was through texts or through phone calls that no one else was part of. Whereas Keanu went on she did the Visconti tradition of just releasing everything publicly and just started airing it all out. And Missy may have been in the wrong, but then you lose any moral high ground that you had and any chance of winning it back when you go public with it.
100%.
And even those text messages I just read, they're nothing. That's not personal information. That's not doxing or like something like insane that she said.
Again, so she doesn't know what the line she would draw on like doxing a parent. All right, so doxing, she wouldn't dox anyone for reading a text message, but outside that, she's got no idea where her line is. And like you said earlier, Moody, I'm the same. I draw the line at let's just leave that stuff in the DMs. And I'll say I slipped up a few weeks ago with someone on the show. I mentioned something that they said to me in DMs, and they DM'd me and said, "Hey man, like I wasn't happy that you said that." And I was like, "Yeah, I apologize. That was I got carried away and blah blah blah." I'm not going to say who, Robbie. That would be dumb.
Well, like even I'm not in the right headspace at the moment to have this discussion. Let's talk about this later, when I can. But and then you work things out. Basic normal rules. You work things out with a person privately.
Was it?
No, it wasn't you, Robbie. No.
Okay.
He'll be up all night thinking about it.
Yeah, it will be.
No. It had nothing to do with you, Robbie. No, it was something I said on the show about a DM. Anyway, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's all good. And I apologize to the person because I'm like, that's not who I am. And it was just kind of, I saw it as a nothing sort of thing. But like in hindsight, I was like, nah, that was something you said in private and I shouldn't have said that.
Wait, she just going
How many times have I told you something before a show in private that you then immediately aired out the second?
You're different. You're completely different.
Yeah, exactly.
And it wasn't a DM. It was backstage.
I just want a legal on the record that I'm completely different to every other person in your life. Okay, good.
You are definitely completely different to every other person. I will say that unequivocally. Yes, you're different to every other person in my life.
Popping off on me. So you go on a show all day today for 2 hours and shit on me. Yeah, I'll show how a fucking unhinged.
She's going to keep talking about the 2 hours. Kiki did fucking at least 3 hours on this, if not 3.5, on the same fucking topic. But sure, go on about the 2 hours.
You are.
Oh, that was the end of the clip. Didn't need to pause it. I could have just let it play out. All right, next up. Oh, I forgot to check what number we're up to then. I'll figure it out. It's fine. Oh, yeah, just on a... So they were riffing earlier. I think that was a clip I cut short. They were riffing on what Missy might text to Kiki that she wouldn't read, kind of private stuff. So then a super chatter comes in with something that perhaps Kiki shouldn't read. And I got a chuckle out of Kiki's response to this.
Stable Dabbler, $4.99. Thank you. Missy text Anthony's drunk reading white nationalist literature out loud while firing his AR-15 at passing Newports. Don't read on air. Okay, thank you. That would be something I probably would not read on air.
Probably. So you're not even convinced that you wouldn't read that on air. There is no bounds to what Kiki will read on air from a text message. Do not text Keanu Thompson ever.
Yeah. If she gets it, she can read it. If someone else is reading it, they're not allowed to read it. That's generally it.
If it's a woman that she just threw to the wolves of her abuser, you got to get her permission before you read anything that then throws some shit back on the abuser. But anyway, she supports all women. We're going to get to April. Don't worry.
Me reading, hey, Missy B wants the link is fucking harmless. Everything I just read is harmless, but you fucking forced my hand because you
forced her hand. That's interesting. Well, now that you said we're not friends anymore, you forced my hand. Now I have to read all of your text messages. We're not playing games around here. This was you went all in, and I had to go all in. Meanwhile, Missy didn't read a single text.
Acted Missy like a fucking lunatic, okay? And yeah, I cried because you know what? Sometimes I get exhausted of trying to keep up with all of this bullshit. Morty.
All right, that's the end of that. I will say that the crying on stream thing, like, I don't I don't give people shame, and I don't judge you about crying. I fucking tear up all the time over stuff my kids do and all that, and I'm like, fuck. Like, you've become an emotional baby in your fucking older years and all that, but it happens. But my thing is, if I'm in an emotional state that tears would be produced on stream, it's not a day to stream. Probably shouldn't be streaming, you know. And if Missy got you into a state where you're going to cry, probably just text John and say, you know what, man, it's a bit real at the moment. I'm not gonna come back on stream. You know what I mean?
It's the trying to deal with personal stuff on like in public is the bad thing. Like just gotta not. You're allowed to be sad or even cry.
Of
like,
course.
Sure, go ahead, cry, say that you feel bad, but I don't know. That wasn't the time or space for her. She shouldn't have gone back into that call.
You come off a shouting match with a friend, and you go, "Oh yeah, I'll just pop back on stream, even though I'm feeling emotional."
Yeah.
It's not a smart move.
No.
And Brennan.
Sorry, I forgot to set this up. We're getting into the Carl beef and how she read Carl's texts. So
His text to Kevin Brennan because
there's I've been trying to think about this because both the Biscontes to me come across as narcissists, but very different from like the Aaron Imholt brand of narcissism. Like Aaron to me is incredibly malignant. Like he is someone who will hurt others and seek to hurt others as part of his personality. Whereas Keanu and Gino, I think, don't really care too much about what other people are feeling, and instead look for clout or look to get attention in whatever way that they can. So if they can use any sort of interpersonal relationship that they have, or any bit of knowledge that they have, no matter how intimate, in order to create a little burst of attention, they'll do that without really having an overall plan about how to capitalize on it. It's not like, okay, I'll get into some drama here, we'll get some eyeballs on me, but then they'll see my other content and they'll come in and I'll be able to grow my audience. That's sort of like a well-reasoned out thing. But for them, it's like, this will make people pay attention to me. I'll be in the clip. This will be a clip if I just release these texts.
No, 100%. And is there such a thing as an oblivious narcissist? You know, like in terms of like they're so out of it that they're narcissists, but they don't even have a plan for it. You know what I mean? Like you said, Aaron's malignant. Like there is like he has a goal.
He wants to hurt other people. Like he's interested in hurting other people and like coming out on top and winning. Like that's his one. Her one is more she wants attention and doesn't care at what cost that comes. So her primary goal isn't to hurt other people, but people get hurt along the way. And she doesn't really care that much about it. She'll just do that as a means to an end. And the crying and all of that is just part of it. It's just all, it's the same. Yeah. That's why she's cozied up to people who are shortcuts to getting attention. It's really easy to become friends with Aaron. It's really easy to become friends with Stuttering John. Those aren't deep. You don't need to foster a deep relationship. You just need to glaze them a little bit. And suddenly suddenly you're friends. And then she gets a little bit of clout from that.
Pest.
Oh God, I thought I
Robbie,
clicked that or something. I was
no. Robbie, I hope Dean is paying you double. I am paying him double. 000. So yeah.
It was pathetic. And Carl sits on a.
So Stephen in the chat saying that she's very manipulative. I disagree. I think in this scene, Ava is manipulative, but Keanu's not. Yeah. Keanu's being manipulated here. Keanu's able to. I guess the manipulation she does might be like she will cry in order to like try to get out from a. She's genuinely cried before. Don't get me wrong. Like when she was on stream crying about Jason Scoop and the things he did to her. Yes, she's got trauma. It's sad. Like no one deserves that. You can be a shitty person and suffer trauma as well. She doesn't deserve what happened to her there. And I'm not saying that when she cried on this little piggy, it was for attention or anything like that. But in this instance, I'm saying yes, she did cry for attention with regards to the Missy situation. So
Yeah,
in
and
that
I think
way,
it
it's
might have been.
manipulative.
I think it might have been Pest that said earlier. I'm not sure who it was, but they said that the crying was fake, and I got that sense when she started into the cry. But I think then she really, actually fell into the. It actually became real. If you know what I mean.
I wouldn't say I've done that, but like if you're an actor or something, it's much easier to keep a cry going than it is to start an artificial cry.
Yeah.
And
wait, did I say that the wrong way? It's much It's once you get
fine,
that first
Robbie. We
tear
get your
out,
point.
you can think anything,
you can decide
just start bawling.
Yeah.
You can decide whether you lean into it or not. And
exactly.
that she may have leaned into it at that point. Pest is saying Kiki's using Ava as a step to get out what she is. She's using her as like to have a second mic there to help prop her up. But Ava is stoking. Like she's doing everything in her power to try to make sure that the other people that they're talking about blow up and never become friends with Kiki.
Yes.
But that's kind of shitty in its own way. Like, what do you get out of
Of course it is. But it's funny.
Yes, Robbie.
It's funny, but like
you are correct, Robbie.
Like,
well done.
As someone you could qualify as a lonely person, like I kind of get the vibe Ava is too. And if they're getting all their substance and entertainment and just causing chaos and actual hurt feelings for other real people, that's kind of dark.
I don't know. We can make
It's a
that
fair
assumption.
assessment. Yeah.
I don't think you can make that assumption. She might have a really good life. Like she
Good
might
point.
have a strong
Well, then
social
that's even
circle.
worse.
But that isn't even open to, like, you can't make these judgments on people.
But
All we see is this. And what we're seeing here is someone very easily manipulating Keanu into
but the
burning
black
these
cat and the
relationships.
guitar and the record player, it's all a vibe that, as someone with a black cat and a record player, I can kind of see.
Wait, you're seeing yourself in Ava. Is that what you're saying? When are you turning
To a
trans?
certain extent, let's not get crazy here. I mean,
fucking show with a man named Patrick Melton who is
a mess.
Fans say violent things about me. They're fucking just terrible people. He sits there and I put up with that or whatever. So I went, fuck you, dude. I'll read your pathetic text. And his text was like, Kevin Brennan makes fun of my club fee.
So this is a little bit from Ava here, which she's definitely propping Kiki up.
It's classic improv. It's yes and.
She's
Brennan
just
makes fun of my club
making
feet.
it bigger.
And Kevin
is that what it
Brennan
was?
makes fun of my mom wife. And he seems to have convinced you that I did something wrong to Kiki. And I'm going to fucking read it. I'm
Carl
like,
texted you that?
yeah, and it was hilarious.
She's got Ava knows, like, it's kind of like a lawyer thing. Get it on record. Make sure it's clear what she's saying and who she's saying it about. And then the next bit, this is where I really started to go, nah, Ava's got her on wrapped around her finger, and this is a fucking game to Ava.
Ava, it was hilarious.
That's like the most emotion I've ever picked up from him through this.
Well, that's why when I woke up.
Exactly, Ava. I don't think anyone's seen Carl that emotional on his face. He announced his fucking father's death as like a fucking throwaway thing. Like, Carl doesn't get emotional like that, but Kiki's presenting it as if he was in tears, and it's a text message, by the way. So how could Kiki really know his tone? But Ava's like, that you've really made Carl emotional. You really embarrassed him.
Yeah. Look, Ava's in the chat. Not over it. Like, I think Robbie overanalyzed it a little bit there, but this is just classic manipulation. Like, you did a good job here. Like, you mentally beat Kiki. Well done. Congratulations on getting that trophy.
Hello, Ava. Thanks for joining us. I am defending my friend against a bunch of people I hate. Hey, look, if that's the case, that's the case. Well, we're giving you more credit than that. But if that's the case, then that's fine.
Right.
He has fucking tears in his eyes, and he's like, I know you're
over analyze everything at this hour, so please.
Yeah, no, Robbie got carried away.
We're gonna tell Kevin Brennan about this. I'm like, I can't keep up with all of you. All right, but if you fuck with me, then I'll fuck back with you. All right, like
they don't like it when anyone does that, and they get very freaked out.
And look, there's something to be said for that. I think there are times, like I've noticed with WATP in more recent times. Like I used to tune in and know I was going to have a laugh, and I've noticed a lot lately. There's a lot of segments that are like, "Oh, this isn't true," and like proving something's wrong and all that. And I'm like, what happened to the laughter? Like, there's not as much jokes. Like it has taken a slightly more serious tone, but perhaps I'm a little bit more desensitized to it all. And I'm like, I've heard a lot of this stuff before and all that,
Media is allowed to change. A show is allowed to change, and you're allowed to stop liking it. It doesn't mean that like a thing's not going to be the same forever.
Of course.
And people will naturally fall in and out of love with stuff all the time. So yeah, but it might be different. But there'll be some people who like that and some who don't. And that
no, of course, yeah. And it's not really a dig. I still listen and still am entertained. Just a change in tone, I guess, is my thought.
Too much for me to listen. I don't listen to everything. There's way too much content here. There's too many hours generated. I can't keep. I have to choose one. I've chosen Aaron. He's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the one that I'm following. If I try to open it up beyond that, like Kiki and Gino are on the periphery. Beyond that, it's hazy. Like it's just I don't have the hours in the day.
And I've found myself in the last 2 or 3 weeks of just being a little bit Dabbleverse burnt out, and I'm not listening to as much. Like I've got my handful of shows that I'll tune in every week, but I've found myself listening to a bunch of other stuff, and then on a Sunday morning I go, all right, let's check out some Kiki stream, Aaron streams, and see what I want to cover. But no, I'm with you. There's so much content, you can't keep up with all of it. And at times you get a little bit burnt out.
And it's there's these like bigger shows, and then there's like smaller ones as well. And then like how small do you go? Because sometimes some of the stuff that happens on the lower ones does make its way up. And you just can't like Ava is someone who I've seen from time to time over the last maybe 6 or 7 months here and there, but has just been everywhere the last month,
Yeah. And like credit to Shmuel Buckman, because Shmuel Buckman got her juices flowing, and she's fucking really gone hard. Oh, speaking of Shmuel, getting sued will do that to you. Yeah, maybe Shmuel, you might be right there. You might be right.
Doesn't he lives in like New Jersey? It's like almost 4 a.m. there. What's he doing up?
Yeah, I know. I saw fucking pretty anti-socials in the chat too. What are you doing up, Haley? What's going on there? Anyway, Deadpool's back. Let's keep this argument going.
But I mean, Shmuel's old, right? Like, shouldn't he be asleep?
Deadpool has got you on this one, Moody. Although, as you admitted in your argument, sugar is a carb, it is not all carbs, in which case a ratio might be useful. Another win for the fool.
Right, but I said that there's some foods. I said that there's some foods which are nearly all sugar, like honey or syrup. Those ones would be, all the carbohydrates would be sugar in that case. You said that not all sugars are like you said that there's always stuff that isn't sugar. And what about sugar? What about the components of sugar? That is 100% all the carbs in that are sugar. So I don't know why.
We await your response, Deadpool. And in the meantime, but thank you for the super tip, Deadpool. We appreciate it. You're a legend. Potato. You cunts go hard. Thank you, potato for the $1.99.
Shot, bro.
And pretty old people don't sleep.
I thought they sleep a lot, but
you do often seem like you're.
He was watching a baseball game, so that makes sense.
Do you watch those old people through their windows in the house that you're haunting right now?
Pretty anti-social says you already know how I do because she's at the gym at 3:44 in the morning. Are you insane?
If I was
woman?
to go to the gym, that's the time I'd go to the gym.
Yeah, because you don't want anyone to see you.
Well, that's true. Yes, exactly.
Haley, I don't think Haley's got a problem with people seeing her. She's an attractive woman.
Let's just move it on. Move it along.
Now I've forgotten the clip I've just loaded. Oh yeah, Gino's here, and Schizo Sean wrecked this man. Completely wrecked him.
Oh yeah.
Same shit.
For people who
It's
like
also
to see
like, let's say
everything
there's
out-
a troll and they just
Hang
sit
on,
there
hang on,
and
hang on, go.
For people who want everything to be completely out in the open, Gino and Kiki sure don't like it when things get put out in the open.
Steel Toe Morning Show. You getting up for the fucking morning show, are you, Aaron? No, of course it's not the real one, but Haley should be in the gym.
You did call me
Take the
Tubby,
I
so-
out of the name, please. It's Haley without the I.
Tubby. I
Also,
haven't called that
also
at all.
called her Tubby.
No, I think he's calling me that.
How dare you? He should actually. Sorry, LOL. I'm sure that's not Aaron, but maybe he should follow my. Yeah, I mean, at this point, like we all know Haley's a beast. Like, just give it up.
Oh, she's
Anyway.
not that ugly.
and do stuff and show up and act like a fucking loser, right? And then you find a picture, somehow it gets in your possession like a screenshot of their driver's license. So you just show their face.
A screenshot of their drive. How do you get a screenshot of a driver's license? By the way, how does that work?
And they're like, "Oh my God, you doxed me because you're a faggot, bunny man." And
Yeah.
oh, sorry. And then they send people to your show to
totally-
take pictures of you, and they're like, "I got you good." I'm like, "Post more pictures of me from my show." And then they play your act, and I'm like, "Yeah, you can play my act. I'm a comedian. If you want to run out and bootleg a tape of me and say I'm
To steal a joke
Bootlegging
from.
a tape of Gino.
I was gonna say, yeah, to steal a joke from beloved chatter. My favorite bootleg Gino clip is the Stress Factory in 2025. Like bootleg, what are you talking about? You don't have anything for sale, Gino. There's no such thing as a bootleg if there's nothing available.
Gino assaulted Sean over filming him.
Yep.
In the content house, he put his hands on him. Like it's he does mind. Gino does. There's a lot of things Gino says he doesn't mind, but he actually does mind very much. So
also
Nightwave Radio. Sorry, Robbie. Thanks for ignoring my link, Moody. He's on a good show, Mersh. He's on a good show.
I can't. I don't see a link or anything. That's probably not.
Keanu
even
got
Mersh.
like all whoa when he said the the other F word.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because Gino seems like the type of guy that would say that type of stuff in private all the time. Like, just
Yeah,
every
I think she's more
slur.
worried about her channel than the actual word.
Well, I don't know. She seemed genuinely surprised, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, nah. I think it's more
Look,
about her channel.
Patrick pointed this out the other day. Keanu is more successful than Gino at streaming.
Yep.
Like even with Gino's channel being back, I think he's gonna struggle hitting the same numbers that Keanu gets. She is easier to listen to, and she's not easy to listen to.
Well, and that's the thing. He's got his channel back, and he's got his 4,000 subscribers. But you've been gone for so long; those people are gone. You know, like the people that cared about Gino are still on the Gary Biscayne channel or on Rumble. And for all these months that Gino's been screaming about YouTube being for faggots and losers, he's jumping straight back on YouTube as soon as he got his channel back. It's interesting.
Whoa.
Keanu's here, but Deadpool's here. More importantly,
how many all sugar meals have you had, Moody? I can't remember ever having one, and I'm fat.
Not a meal, but you've never eaten like honeycomb. That's all sugar.
So yeah, Keanu's here. Bing bing.
Is that the real?
That is not the real Keanu.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's not. All right, cool.
I wouldn't
say
go
I'm not
after
funny,
them.
that's
She
fine.
would.
Hey.
She
Hey.
would turn up. She would turn up and want the link and want to yell and turn this into like this is the whole point is for her to make this like we are feeding into it. It's fun,
Yeah.
but we're feeding into it. This is what she wants. This is she is reaping the rewards of being friends with Missy for so long, and now she's blowing it up.
Yeah, and what I'd say, Kiki, is acknowledge us and you'll get way more attention. We could do this. We could do this forever, Kiki.
people will decide. But again, they get so triggered when you expose them. They're like, no, you're not allowed to expose me. I'm sorry your life is so sad. This is me. This is what I say. This is where I live. This
isn't that interesting? Like they get so triggered when you expose them because their lives are sad or whatever. But isn't that the point of what's going on here? We're triggering you with our analysis of you, and it's really bothering you. And so you're doing rants. You're coming walking up to your wife's camera, wife's microphone on her show to rant about a guy that all he did was film your stand-up. He was nice to you. He was friendly to you. He didn't even film it. He just recorded audio of your stand-up, which you just said is fine. That's all Schizo Sean did to these people. But they immediately, when he walked into the Villa Roma, immediately went up to him and said, what the fuck are you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. Brought security in. Like, I don't know. It kind of feels like it does bother you a bit. You do care about your stand-up being recorded.
It's what I do. This is who I am. And I'm sorry, like, no, I'm wearing a bunny hat and I've got an army. Oh, okay. If you're liking that, great. But you're a fucking nobody.
Now I think this is out of even Ava's like understanding.
Gino's also a nobody that's two bunny ears short of wearing the same thing that Schizo Sean wears. He wears a bandana everywhere.
The Gino calling people a nobody is incredibly ironic. And the funny part is like, what does that matter in this situation anyway? Because you're still yelling about him. You know what I mean? So he's a nobody, and you're still talking about him weeks after anything happened. So isn't that your problem now?
He does this a lot. Both him and this is my theory on the whole, like, why is he obsessed with, I've said this on This Little Piggy, but my theory on why he's obsessed with Kayla Ricada is that he is so bothered that Keanu's nudes are online that he needs to find or cast a bigger whore out there somewhere that he can point to that makes Keanu's one not look as bad. That is a motivation that makes it make sense, because otherwise it is an unhinged lunatic that's yelling about a woman he's never met, doesn't really know, and cares deeply about for some reason. Like, there has to be some other motivating factor there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong about there being some other sort of motivating factor there where it's not actually about him caring about Kayla. It's him trying to cover something else up by yelling about that.
Yeah, so what you're saying is he's bothered by the fact that you can Google Keanu C. Thompson nude and you can Google Keanu C. Thompson fingering to get all of that kind of stuff. Potato. Blokes, it's all cheap heat. That's true. It is all cheap heat.
The thing about the Biscontes, though, is that they are fun in person. Like, you can...
I don't doubt it, yeah.
Like, they are... Like, if you're having a party or there's a lot of people in a place, they make the atmosphere better. Like, this is what... Like, so many people watch their shows and think, like, how... This is so vapid. How can anyone like these people? Like, I've met Gino in person. He is warm, friendly, makes you feel welcome, and livens up the place. It is genuinely a nice person to be around. Now, if he corners you and starts yelling about Fauci, it's not going to be a fun time. But like, as far as like mingling and like walking around and just being there as one of many people at a party, I'd imagine Keanu would be similar. She would raise the energy. They are nice people to have around, and that's how they've managed to get so far. It just does not translate to their shows at all.
Yeah. No, I guarantee if I had a beer with Gino or a whiskey or whatever, I'm sure we'd fucking have a laugh. You know, like I don't question that. I'm here. I look at a podcast and go, this sucks, and I'm going to make fun of it. Like, it's pretty much, and you know, I'm going to poke holes in their stories and all of that. You know,
I think I still can. Like, even after all this stuff, like, they don't care about all this. Like, their relationships aren't really built on like the same foundation other people have relationships with. Like, they're fine with things being surface level and all of that. I think after some, like, a bit of a chewing out, Gino would sit down and have a beer, and it would be like, I would be fine with that. It's just I would never welcome them into a social circle at all. I would never trust them with anything.
if I had release conditions, I wouldn't invite Gino to do stand up or invite him on my podcast. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. That's fine.
I forgot to set this clip up. Oh yeah, this is where I said, yeah, this won't come back on you, Kiki, at all.
All right, that's fine. But
we just steer clear of each other.
6-hour shows on me, 6-hour shows on Eugene. He, slut shames me. He makes fun of me.
Still doesn't understand that to be slut shamed makes you a slut, but yeah, whatever.
Slut shames me. He makes fun of me about the physical abuse, like does all that stuff. Carl sits there, nods along. And so I'm not supposed to read Carl's.
Patrick's never made fun of Keanu for her physical. No one from this little piggy has made fun of her for her physical abuse.
No.
We've all said it's a horrible thing to have happened to her. We dislike Kiki. That is unanimous. But no one there
Don't deserve to be punched over it or broken arm or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But that no one deserves that. No one deserves to that shouldn't happen. But that's what makes so much of Kiki's action so weird, because she is an abuse victim and understands the power dynamics and what people go through when they're being abused, and how she handled the April situation was outrageous. And incredibly tone deaf and harmful. But she, I don't like
And as ex-MMM says, meanwhile, Gino wanted April to get hit harder, and Gino will say, well, that was a joke. But no, you said the words not hard enough. And that's the point. And I think also, like you say, understanding what happens with abuse makes what you did to April disgusting. And I do still think that's one of the worst things in amongst all of that bullshit with Ricada and the kids and Aaron and all of that. One of the worst things is what Kiki did to April. It was disgusting.
Because
I'm not supposed to read.
April put her trust in Kiki. It said some very sensitive stuff to her, and Kiki was in a position where she could really hurt April, and she did. And then and then after that, she says April walked back. Of
course she did.
Accusations. It's like, have you heard of abuse victims walking back genuine accusations? That happened. It doesn't mean that the abuse didn't happen. It means that they don't want the attention that they're currently getting for that happening, which is caused by you. You did this.
Maybe consider the fact that when April realized that you were giving information to Aaron that she gave you, she went, oh, this isn't my friend. I'll walk it back. I don't want any more trouble from him. Right. I need to move on with my life. So you're done. I won't tell you anymore. I'll just say, no, it didn't happen. Leave me alone. Basically is what April did.
April had to prioritize her safety over her being able to be open about abuse that has happened to her.
Yeah.
And for someone like Kiki to talk about how she's a champion for women and doesn't want women to be abused, she calls people she calls me a misogynist and all that. I think she's one of the biggest misogynists I've ever met. Gino talks about how April wasn't hit hard enough, and she married that guy. And so before you go around and start calling other people misogynists, maybe clean house first and then look outwards.
Making fun and criticizing a woman in itself doesn't make you a misogynist. If you do it to every woman you see, yes, you're a misogynist. But I'm comfortable in the fact that I'm friendly to women and nice to women. So me making fun of Kiki on a weekly basis, I don't think makes me a misogynist. But Kiki would think I'm a misogynist because she's a woman and I'm making fun of her. So it means I hate all women, know, because I'm not a fan of her. But yeah.
Carl's pathetic text to Kevin Brennan because it was funny.
Sorry, I'm just going to wind that back because this was the key part that it might come back to bite her in the ass.
Sorry, I just thought of one more thing. Sorry, but she also said that she didn't want to throw Stuttering John under the bus with regards to Missy, which this was at the very start of her, which is what I watched earlier today. She said she didn't want to throw Stuttering John under the bus, which is wild to me that she has all this protective feelings for Stuttering John, a guy who all of her friends hate, who hasn't really done anything for her in the past, who doesn't really have any sort of connection with her that's built up over time, she's giving him more protection than she's ever given April.
Yeah, 100%. No, you are correct.
Like does all that stuff. Carl sits there, nods along. And so I'm not supposed to read Carl's pathetic text to Kevin Brennan because it was
All right, that was the key bit that you needed to hear. So Carl sits on a show with Melton, who, according to Kiki, says all kinds of violent, shitty things about her. So Carl sitting on a stream with Melton means that Carl's a bad guy as well, right? And so fuck him, I'll read his text. I just wanted everyone to know that because it does come up later.
I mean, she also perpetuates this thing where she's not bothered by the photos at all.
Yeah.
But like it sounds like she is. And so that's the whole thing with people like, I guess, Dean and Patrick saying it over and over again. They know what bothers you, but you're saying that it doesn't bother you. And that's the game that they play.
Yeah. And for me, it's more about Gino. It's not even about Kiki. Gino's reaction to it all is what makes me keep saying it.
I think she's bothered by it a lot less than Gino is. I'm pretty sure she's okay with it, but again, it's this thing where she tries to use any bit of leverage she has in order to get some eyeballs or some attention on her. So if she can claim to be a victim to something, she's gonna do that in order to get attention.
This next clip I titled,
not saying she's never been a victim before. She's been a victim.
Yeah.
She's been a victim. Didn't have like, it's very sad that what happened to Kiki happened to Kiki. Not saying that, but she also pretends to be a victim a lot too.
Yes, you can be a victim and also fake being a victim in other circumstances. That can happen. This clip is titled, "They Were Friends 3 days ago."
all day. So what the fuck do I owe you? Fucking nothing. Nothing.
What's wrong with her? Like, what happened? Like, are there arrests or like violence or anything we know about?
Listen,
Ava, please don't tell me you're not. Don't tell me you're not fucking with this bitch, setting her up.
it's a lot, right? That I won't even
Go on with your show.
Because I'm a nice friend. I won't even get into. Sure. But there's a reason. People say this about, but I have no arrests, no fucking like insanity like that. But there's a reason there are people that talk shit about her. Thank you, Morty, for the
so well done, Ava. Again, leading her down a path. Again, this woman was you guys were friends 3 days ago, and now you're on a stream going, I'm such a good friend, I won't give you the details, but yeah, there's stuff you should look into. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know the background here at all. Like,
I've got no idea if there's anything on Missy, but why even engage with that? Just go, no, there's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, why take it to that level? Why even tease it? You know what I mean? Like, it's not. Yeah. Is it that serious that you want it to go to that level? Like, I find that really, really crazy. And again, Ava set it up for it. I know you're defending your friend, Ava, but you set her up for it.
Like,
all right.
We don't know what Ava's motivations are. She's saying she's defending a friend while hurting people that she wants to hurt. Yeah. Okay. What you're doing is you're getting Kiki to dish out on all these people in ways that she wouldn't on her own. You've manipulated her into saying those things.
Yeah.
Well done. Like, that's what you set out to do. But I just, I don't know enough about Ava to know why she's doing it. So
yeah, and everyone's got their theories and opinions, and whatever. Like, I enjoyed what you got out of Kiki on this, Ava. I want you to know that it was great.
Yeah, seeing Kiki blow up every single relationship, it couldn't have happened to a better person.
All right, so we were talking about April before. We'll get to the April clip. She said this before, but she's so convinced of it now. This is fucking gross.
So Keanu did this to April Imholt. And the crazy thing about this is that she was reading private messages from April, and then April was pissed at her and didn't talk to her for.
I'll say this, and they know nothing. I did April a goddamn favor, by the way. I'll just say it. I did her a fucking favor, and she's living a better life now. So, bye.
For a while.
Yeah, it's classic narcissist prayer stuff. I brought that up when she was on this little piggy as she was doing that. I never did that. If I did, it wasn't such a big deal. And if it was, then eventually you turn to like, I'm glad I did that. You're welcome. Like from a denial into like a,
yes,
you deserved it.
Kiki, you literally made her homeless in a fucking split second because, and she's like, I love her defense. Everyone knew where she was staying. Did they, Kiki? Or did you come out in a stream and confirm it? People were theorizing, but you came out and confirmed it of where she was living. So then April goes, well, now I've got to get out of there because who knows? Because again, victim of abuse, Kiki, victim of abuse, who the abuser has been on a warpath to completely destroy her reputation because he was butthurt. I'm blown away that Kiki can't see everything Aaron was doing to April when she didn't say a fucking word. And then Kiki went straight to Aaron to give her all the information. Like, how can you not see how that's throwing your friend under the bus in a very real life situation?
I would bet that Aaron then went through his phone and called or texted or got in touch with anyone who is tangentially related to April and feigned like how worried he is about her and that she's doing whippets and she's addicted to drugs and like, can you please get through to her, in sort of this concerned trolling-y way to more spread this news around as opposed to actually trying to get her help, which ends up alienating her from the support networks that she might have ended up having. Like they've talked back and forth about what happened in this phone call between a Keanu and Aaron. Keanu should have just asked for April's parents' number. That's it, and not given any other details. But Aaron claims that during that phone call, Keanu told him everything. Keanu claims that she didn't. It was in a later phone call that it ended up happening. But it's like, if you're so disconnected from April's parents, you get the number even from her worst enemy. Like, there's people who I've had fallings out with, but if a family member of theirs rings up or like a friend of theirs rings up and says, I'm worried about them, this is life or death, and I need access to this information, I will help them, even if I dislike them, and then just let them go on their way. She got it. She told too much. And that person then weaponized that information and publicized it on his radio show.
It goes back to the manipulation, easily manipulated, to where I think she called him just to get the number, but she's so easily manipulated. Before she knew it, she was telling him everything that April had told her. I think it literally is as simple as that.
And then they finally made up, and April started sharing with her again, and she went right back and started sharing that again. She's insane. So like, Keanu needs.
Sorry, I just saw a chat. Yeah, Panhandler, I'll fuck you up.
He seems to be a bitter type of guy.
So badly.
He seems so upset.
Sorry, they speak loud and clear when you say that, Robbie. What was that?
He seems like a bitter type of guy. He's always upset, angry, wants other people to be upset at him. It's very odd.
Who's this?
Panhandler.
All right, yeah.
You know Panhandler. Yeah. And he was defending you on Hughes' show, Robbie, and you've just made
No, I know, but like he called me get back in the kitchen and make breakfast, roundhead. Roundhead? I've been called a lot of things. I've been called roundhead. That took me off guard for a minute.
Pest, I think he's calling you fat. It doesn't matter. I'll still fuck him up.
Information she has, she will use that to get on John's show or Kevin Brennan's show or any show that's not her and McLean being watched by a dozen people. She can't wait to go on.
Robbie, don't. What?
I didn't say I didn't like the guy. I just said he seems like he's not the most.
He is a bitter old man. Of course he is.
Don't make me act like I'm some asshole here.
He'll tell you he's a bitter old man. What are you talking about?
Start reading private messages from people.
Can't win.
Now, my next question here, Missy, is this
What's private messages, Carl? Like the ones that you display on a screen, or the phone calls with Kate Meany and John, or his couch cushions? at your.
I do. I got to admit, it is funny. Carl has said the word private text messages so many times in the last few months. I was like, didn't you run a pay-per-view of private phone calls? Like, it's kind of hard to.
Yes,
but it is
also,
different. It is different.
None of those people are friends with Carl.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah,
Stuttering John is not Carl's friend. Kate Meany is not Carl's friend. Nick Recator, not really Carl's friend, and neither is Aaron.
Yes. No, I agree. It's not the same thing, but it is kind of funny because he's always like, she shared private text messages. He's very
trying. He's putting it in Kiki terms because she uses that language. So you just repeat it back.
Yeah, that's all good, Carl. I'm not beefing.
By the way,
Little gay
29 subscribers away from 1,000. So if some people
Oh,
subscribe,
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Subscribe. We've gained a few. We've gained.
Yeah, we were at like
4 or 5 or 6 during the stream. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know.
Appreciate it.
We were in
Festival?
the low 60s
Like
just 2 or 3 days ago. So
960s, you mean? Not the low 60s. That was, yeah. Anyway.
I don't
He's
even
so
know what
mad
I'm
at you.
saying anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, do you want to go to bed, Robbie? It's fine. Me and Moody got this.
I'm not. I didn't. That was not like a passive aggressive complaint. I'm just if I'm a little loopy. That's all I'm saying.
Now you're
He's
embarrassing
so
him.
mad.
Like
Look
he
at his
just let it go. He's just gonna do it. He'll even have this fucking freak on, like just to attack you.
He can't stand it. He can't stand the.
See, Ava's gassing her up. Like, it's it's really good.
Yeah.
And she doesn't care. Like, Ava said a bunch of times, like, her insults of Missy B are like, well, you know, people that hate trans are gonna fucking bury you for that. And it's like, I'm not gonna touch it. Like, I know what you're doing. But yeah, she's constantly calling Missy a freak and a ghoul and a goblin. It's like, you know, the trans haters are just gonna dive all over that, but she don't give a fuck. She's just going for it.
And she's fishing. Like she's just putting out all these branches that Keanu could swing from to break off another friendship.
That I fucking embarrassed him because he fucking. I only work on truth. I work on truth. This is what's going on. You want the receipts?
I believe that.
Yeah.
I
She's
believe
radically
her when-
transparent. Radically transparent. She'll read anything and everything from everyone.
Yeah, I believe she is genuine when she says that, and that's why the world confuses her, because she just doesn't comprehend the world the same way that everyone else does, and Gino doesn't stop talking for long enough to take on new facts. So they're both incapable of taking on new information. It's very difficult for them to do that, and they just they feel their feelings so hard that that's their truths, and they just go off on that over and over again.
The argument continues, Moody.
The ratio of carbs to sugar can be important for people with diabetes or prediabetes, as sugar can raise blood sugar levels.
By knowing the ratio, individuals can adjust their carbohydrate intake and insulin dosage accordingly.
Take it up with the NIH, Moody.
I'm sorry, dead fool.
I would say that the ratio is not nearly as important as the actual amount, the absolute amount that you're taking on, because it's not like the ratio that pushes you over the line. It's how much you're taking. So it's not really. I think it's you don't need to pay attention to the ratio. You just need to know how much is in it.
Good stuff. I've noticed a couple of Ava comments swing by, and look, Ava, I don't mean to disrespect you if you're being genuine here. I feel like I'm giving you credit for what you're doing, but if you feel our analysis is incorrect, then fair enough. But it's my opinion on the situation.
We don't know Ava's motivations, but we know that she's trying to get Keanu to extract more and more snark from Keanu as much as possible, and she's doing a great job setting that environment up for her. So mission accomplished with that. You might not like it explained in that way. That's what you've done. That's what you did very successfully here. But yeah, as far as your motivations, I don't know enough about.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same. I don't know what that is. But this next one, it sets this next clip up perfectly because I titled it "Is Ava trolling or retarded?" Because this is the song of the retarded when talking about this stuff.
Laughter. So maybe we'll
They're
get to that
mad
later.
because y'all had a good time.
That's all they're pissed off about.
Like, come on.
So good. Ava's done. So it's like she's winking to the audience as she does.
Yes,
Exactly.
Come on.
It's all they're pissed off about. They can't stand that people. Oh my God forbid, people like Gino and Keanu on stage, and then that we got paid to do it. Like, fuck
Y'all
off.
had a great time.
Furious about all of that. Seriously, it fucking gets me down in the dumps. They were on stage and then they got paid for it. Fuck my life. It's bullshit.
Right. They had a good time. How dare they? How dare they have such a good time?
I'm sitting here in a shitty life having a shitty time and they're on stage getting paid for it. This is bullshit.
It'd been killing them. Then you come on this stream and you just look like you had a good night. And Missy, the miserable fuck bitch that she is, had to try to pull you down. And Krusty Carl's right there to help her.
Right. And then she expects me out of some sort of bizarre loyalty. Loyalty. I wanted you to snake Stuttering John. I wanted you, and then you read my private text message. Missy wants the link. You're insane. You're insane, Miss.
The amount of times she said that same thing, Missy wants the link in this stream. Oh, I could do a supercut that'd go fucking 15 minutes, I reckon, from just her saying Missy wants the link. But again, well done, Ava. Don't tell me you weren't fucking just trying to stoke the fire.
It's a great job. Like, mission accomplished. You did it.
Yeah.
You obviously got service industry background the way you're able to like exist around Keanu for that long and get her to keep talking and feel like it's such a safe space. You did great job. Well done.
I want to fucking echo that sentiment. I think you did amazing, Ava. I've got no criticism of you. Whatever your motivation was, I don't care. You did fucking phenomenal. You gave me a bunch of clips for this show. So the next one, and again, we'll go back to on United States of Australia on Sunday. We played these clips about how fucking great a time they had at the Stress Factory, and they just couldn't have been more happy about how it all went. Before that, Principled Uncertainty. Thank you for the $5. Moody, what is your P? Doom. Also, have you read If Anyone Builds It yet? If not, why not? I hope you understand what that means, because I don't.
My probability of doom, I don't know. Everyone dies, so I guess 1.
Oh, okay, probability of doom. Yeah.
Also, no, I have not read If Anyone Builds It.
All right, Panhandler, here you go. Moody, the super woke dude, is sweeping for the racist anti-Semite, Missy, and critiquing the trans woman is amazeballs. Thoughts, Moody?
Oh, that's bait.
Yes. Well played.
It's like there's so many people in this Dabbleverse especially whose politics are completely contradictory to mine, and I can contextualize and like separate those things. So not everyone can. I'm not saying everyone should. I'm privileged enough to be able to do that. So yeah, I'm commenting on their interpersonal relationships, and I'm not co-signing or saying anything about their specific beliefs.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. All right, so yeah, we talked about how they had a great time. They came on stream, couldn't wait to tell us how much fun they had. But now we got Kiki's new story about Thursday.
I know. I went and I was fucking shook. I already came off of the fucking show on Thursday, right? A man in an old man mask bucked at me and scared me. Okay, and I didn't realize it was Tommy Jordan. Kevin Brennan was outside. I walked up to him and he.
Now, how many clips did I play on Sunday that was like, Kevin was here. Oh my God, Kevin's here. Now it was a stressful fucking situation that put her in a bad mental state all of a sudden.
It always
now that she needs to be a victim.
It
Yeah.
always changes. They go from it was such a good time to they suck. It was terrible. Like it was so yeah.
It's wild.
He was too afraid to even let me near him because he smelled bad.
Now Kevin was afraid. Now she's telling the story how she's afraid, but Kevin was afraid as well.
Yeah. It's like
try and keep your
what's
stories logical, Kiki.
It's like Kayla was hot in the picture when Gino first got it. And then over time she just got uglier and uglier every time you recounted the story. But
Till by the end of it.
somehow he still jerks off to
by the end of it, she had a fuck. I was gonna insult Ava. I'm not gonna do that. By the end of it, she had a big cock between her legs, I guess is the point I was gonna make. But yeah.
And Gino, for some reason, while living in a studio apartment with Keanu, his wife, who is choosing to masturbate while thinking of this very ugly a memory of this very ugly woman over and over.
To even let me near him because he smelled bad. All right. And then there were like people around, but other than that, we had a good
All right, here we go again, Ava.
show.
I like this like subplot line where KB smells like a cold cream.
And we weren't the ones that said it. Everybody else is saying that he smelled like Fritos and like old man smell.
I mean, come on, Ava. Seriously, you've baited her into going into Kevin Brennan's smell now.
He smells old. Yeah, it's good. OG Mumbling Nick just talking about how like Keanu lies so much that he doesn't really believe her about her assault. There's pictures of her assault. Her assault happened. No matter what you think of Keanu, how detestable she is, how terrible of a person she is, how you should never trust her. She was abused. She was beaten, and she doesn't deserve that. You can't deny that. And having any other stance on that, I think, is shitty.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, sorry.
Sorry.
I saw a comment from Rochi that said, I noticed it, thought, okay, I've seen it happen before, and because someone didn't turn off their audio on their PC, and I thought, oh, is there something wrong with our audio? So I scrolled back up to see what he said originally, and it was taking shots at Ava, so it's fine.
And like that's, I understand, Kevin, that that's why you didn't want me near you. I get it. But then, so we do another show. Great night. I pop on this show, and now Missy is fucking gonna be pissed off at me. Yeah, I come back on looking like a fucking ghost because I'm like, I can't even believe she screamed at me like that.
No, I remember.
I'm not playing dumb. Like,
No.
Why are you mad? I'm saying you're pissed off that I didn't secretly send you the link.
Yeah, and again, I think the whole point has been missed, and that's what my criticism of Missy is the fact that you gave Kiki the opportunity to miss the point. You know, like Kiki will miss the point, but you served it on a platter for her.
How can your relationship with her last as long as it did, though, without you having gotten into this before?
Yes, I agree with that.
It will be interesting to see what happens next with the Biscontes, because, I mean, if they're on the outs with Missy, I'm sure Anthony will follow, and that would also mean Chrissy Mayer would also cut ties.
I agree. It's going to be interesting. It will be interesting. All right, I did tease it, and here it is. Oops, it came back on her. So remember, it was Carl was sitting on a stream with Patrick Melton, who says heinous and vile things about me. Blah 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 blah. Well, that might come back right about now. Oh wait, now.
Fucking dumb. It looks bad on you. It looks really fucking
John
bad
said
on you.
Johnny said the most vile things about you, Missy B.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I know.
for her to just be like, I don't know whose team anyone's on these days.
He said vile things.
Okay,
Fucking. I don't want to say that word.
they're unfucking believable. Carl.
Yenta.
So just to be clear, John said the most vile things about you, Missy, and Kiki's had to pause it there because now she's got to consider how she addresses this situation.
Bitch. Carl's a Yenta bitch.
Like, you've said the most fucking. You sit on a show. They all sit on a show with fucking Patrick fucking Melton, who has said the most vile, heinous things about me. John is.
Look,
I'm sorry, harmless. You and I are not allowed to go on his show.
I mean, no one said you're not allowed to do it. I think the point is that you're arguing that Carl's a piece of shit because he sits there with Patrick Melton. I think Missy is saying you're sitting there with Stuttering John with everything he said about me. I thought we were friends. You're not going to call him out on it? I think that's the point, Kiki. But no, I deflect. Keep deflecting.
Also, this heinous stuff that she's talking about is saying that she deserved to get beaten, which has never been a thing that he said. She's just deluded herself into thinking that it's real to her, and there's no way you can get her to not believe that.
Yeah, and also, Kiki, you talk about Patrick's fans DMing you violent shit, and putting that on Patrick. I've never brought up the fact that one of your fans said some pretty heinous things about my daughter, but I know it's just a fucking psychopath and maybe a Gino Alt, who knows? But yeah, I've received stuff that is not pleasant to read. I don't put it on you, Kiki. I assume it's not you, and I'm not going to blame you for it. But people do that, and it's not the content creator's fault. Some people go crazy sometimes and get unhinged. You know, like that happens. You can't blame Patrick for some idiot tweeting you some bullshit or DMing you some bullshit. Like, it's what happens. But thankfully, Deadful wants to keep this argument going.
Hey, Robbie, I thought of a new game. Want to play?
Oh, come on. I really don't.
Great.
Wait, what?
I'll stand over there with an apple on my head. You take this crossbow and blindfold and go over there, put it on, and shoot the apple. Ready?
I don't want to do this, Moody. I feel queasy, AG. I've never even used a... Oops.
Ouch. Why, Robbie? Why?
Huh?
You should have put app. You should have put the P's, Deadful. Thank you for the $26. Robbie, I believe he wanted Robbie to say, I've never used an apple. Oops. But that's my guess. But I guess the argument's not continuing anymore. It was just... Anyway, that Principal Uncertainty, thank you for the €5. Anyway, buy the new Yudkowsky and Saws book. If anyone builds it, Moody, ASI Doom is real. I'd send you a copy, but the Shire is too far away.
I almost bought that book, and then I read like the intro, and I'm like, this is the most depressing, terrifying thing I've ever seen, and I did not buy that book. And I own a lot of fucking books, so it takes a lot to not get me to buy a book.
All right, that's going to wrap us up. That was all my clips. I think we've had a good time, and I've got to go pick up my daughter from daycare. So I'll go do that in a few minutes. But before we do that, I know you've got nothing to plug, Moody, but do you have any closing thoughts, anything interesting to tell us before we go?
I don't. Yeah, it's what I was saying before. I don't. It looks like that they're very dangerously close to losing everything that makes them remotely relevant. Like this friendship with Chrissy Mayer that Keanu has, that's going to be at risk with this whole Missy situation. I don't think she realizes she wasn't really thinking all of that through. And she set up alliances with like the worst people, Aaron and Stuttering John. And if anyone doesn't think that she's going to now be releasing Stuttering John's text at some point, or Aaron's text at some point, once they inevitably fall out with them, and then the Biscontes are gonna Bisconte, and they're gonna release everything and say everything. They're gonna tell. Missy is someone that's very close to. It's Missy with Ant, and that is as close to relevance as they get, and Keanu is willing to throw her under the bus. So I don't know. I think it doesn't bode well. I'll be interested to see where it goes next and how far down the Viscontes can go.
yeah, it will be interesting. Again, it's such short-sighted, reactive behavior. Just to immediately, like I said again, we played clips the other day of them just fawning over Kevin Brennan, and then Kevin Brennan said, "You're done. All right, let's shit all over Kevin Brennan and let's shit all over Missy B." And it's like, all right, you don't want to retain any kind of friendship or relationship. All right, do what you got to do. Robbie, you got anything to say to close it out?
I mean, not really.
Well, you can do your plugs.
The
Yeah,
chat
I
is
stand by
demanding.
everything I said except for the stuff that might come back to haunt me later, in which case I denounce.
The chat's demanding I apologize to you, Robbie.
Oh, I saw that. I was hoping you'd notice that. I don't care. I thought
You
it was
hoping
fine.
I notice it. You want an apology.
No, I don't want an apology. I just like, I don't know. I like it when people feel guilty about the way they treat me, even though I don't care.
Right.
Is that a weird?
You do know
conundrum?
that an apology is like just me saying sorry. It's not a type of sandwich or anything like that.
Now they're,
What if you?
now they're just,
No, Moody,
the
invent
people
the
that wanted
apology
an
sandwich.
apology are so pissed right now.
Invent the apology sandwich and send him the recipe, so as it were, if you will, and then you'll be all good.
Yeah, sure. No, like Robbie's great. I really enjoy Robbie on the show. He's such a good sport, and this is I'm very grateful for him to be around and be so willing and kind to take on all these jokes, because it's not easy. Not everyone's cut out to be on the receiving end of jokes like that. So I just think it's great.
There was another guy who had mental challenges that Ozzy thought would be good on this show, and I told him if he got 1% of what I got, he might completely crash out, and that was the one.
You know, that guy would have ended it all. There's no doubt about it. I thought we could get a good couple of weeks of content out of it, though. You know, it would have been
No
fun.
one bats 1,000 on content ideas, even you, Ozzy.
No, and every now and then we are nice to Robbie, and Moody's 100% correct. Robbie is a fucking pro when it comes to fucking taking abuse. Kiki can learn something from him.
And I checked. Look, I checked in with Robbie before the show as well. Like,
that's why I was like,
I'm not. Yeah.
I didn't address it because in a sick way, I like seeing the people get all upset in the chaos building in the chat. But no, there was no animosity. He doesn't need to apologize. Everyone
I
can
do
just
like
take
this.
a deep breath.
Pez says Robbie looks like the child of Patrick Melton. Robbie outweighs Patrick Melton, and he's about 8 inches shorter. That's what's incredible. And just think about that for a minute.
We didn't have to get tactical there, Ozzy. Jesus Christ.
All right, do your plugs, Robbie.
Yeah, you can follow our show at Official USA Pod on X. You can follow me at Mayor Robbie on X. The dumper talk has died down until after the World Series, but it's going to be interesting to see if it's him or Aaron Judge for MVP. You can't expect a crash out if it
What's
is
a
Aaron
dumper? Are you talking about toilets or what?
No, he's the catcher for the Mariners, right? Is he catcher?
He hit 64 fucking home runs. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper. He's got the biggest, most majestic ass in baseball history.
Oh, right. Okay. He
not
actually does
helping
have a
the
big
game room,
butt. I just don't know anything about baseball.
No, he in Double-A, a teammate nicknamed him the Big Dumper because he does have quite the large rear end, and it just taken off. Like, I think they probably sell more big jerseys in Seattle. They sell more jerseys with Big Dumper on the back than they do of any actual player's name now. So it's crazy.
Big Black, always great to see you here. I'm sorry you caught us late, but thanks you Aussies and
Big
Kiwis.
Black, let me do the super tip voice of Big Black, because I've got it. It sounds great. People want it. So
put it in the chat right now, Big Black. Can Moody do it? We'll hang on the line for a second. I'll give you 10 seconds to respond. Wait, what's the baseball butts drive Robbie nuts? What on Dela? Wait, what's the delay on YouTube? It's probably about 7 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, something like that.
Yeah.
I'll give him a
He's
little
had
bit
enough
more
time to say no by now. So
yeah,
let's call that consent.
Well, we'll say Vet Stadium said chirp. So we'll. Oh no, I told him no already.
That's why I'm asking again. I'm trying to turn that no into a yes.
Come on, Big Black.
Man,
we love your voice, dude.
Yeah,
Come
he's great.
on.
It's such a good one. It's such a good one.
All right, I'm gonna keep
All right.
chipping away at Big Black. Every time I see him in my chat, I'm gonna fucking ask him. We'll annoy him into agreeing to it. You know. That's the way we can do it. Anyway, thank you, everyone. I'm actually pretty stoked with what the numbers hit for like a random pop up in the middle of the night stream. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's all Moody, of course. That's why the people tuned in because they knew he was on because there was so much promotion of it. But no, we thank everyone.
Didn't promote it that well, so yeah. Go ahead.
No, we didn't promote it at all, and I don't think we put Moody's name anywhere. So I don't.
No,
think
I did. I did. That's why I was on my.
Oh, you did? Oh, well, that's the reason then. It is Moody. Anyway, thank you, Deadful, for having an argument with Moody that piled money into my pocket. It was great.
Yeah, I hope that put you on the leaderboard.
Yes, that would be pretty cool. So yeah, thank you so much, Deadful. Thank you everyone for joining us. And on X, you can find me at that Sussy guy. Just imagine that Aussie guy and put an S where the A should be. We'll catch you next time on United States of Australia.
Have no loyalty to those two pieces of shit. Like, there's no loyalty among all the fake people. Everyone in the chat, they're all fucking losers that fucking live vicariously through this shit. They have no fucking lives. Shut the fuck up with your opinion. It's a friend of telling you, shut the fuck up and talk about things you know about, but don't lower yourself to the level of this bunch of fair. No, you're not allowed to say to me, let's say you're a stolen, materialistic piece of shit.